right, everybody, we are in series number 2 of the day, the final series of the day between FFZ and FAT. I am joined by Vimstat once again. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. A little tired, but here we are. The games must go on. So we do have a little bit of a name change approved by Zerathai. It is no longer FFC. It is FFT, the Fantastic Four and Tygoon. So, yeah, there's that.
Be funny. Desire respect bin, Kha'Zix respect bin. Uh, Pretty standard, I'd say. I, exp- I I'd want to see them ban Yone because Sans, the subbing top laner, is a Yone player, and Yone is very oppressive if played well.
Yeah,
An
but
example of not being oppressive was in our last series, but
but Mad Chef plays Garen. Just Garen'ing him to death. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But we'll have to see exactly what each team decides to pull out. But right then and there comes Vaporto's Jarvan, something that he's been playing a lot and he is known for, and a very powerful jungle to be in his hand. And FAT is going to answer swiftly with the Ezreal and the Rakan pickup. Not the most synergistic bot lane, but a safe bot laner and a roaming support, still solid for potential plays around mid and the jungle.
Yep, and that'll stop Jarvan from really impacting the bot lane, because Ezreal's E just hard counters Jarvan.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, and Tygoon going to pull out the Sivir and Nautilus. So get that Sivir for the safety of the Rakan engage and the Ezreal poke, and the Nautilus to counter the Rakan engage on top of that. So a lot of power in that bot lane, I feel like, and Sivir is also one of those champions who can just shove, 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 and Ezreal can't really match that. He's going to get put under tower a lot, and he's going to drop some CS because his Q is not going to be up 24/7.
Yeah, and I think this is a Poppy jungle. It's very good in Nautilus and Jarvan, so I really like that pick. Although I don't know how comfortable FAT's jungler is on that pick.
Yeah, we do have the Orianna ban coming in for FFT, and I want to see, like you said, the Yone ban. It needs to happen. Sans is very well known for it, but they're going to opt for the TF ban, so they're putting a lot of faith here into Mad Chef if that isn't a Poppy top. So
Yeah.
they're really crossing their fingers here, but I just feel like you're typically giving your counter pick to your top laner if you're red side, and I mean, they're just not going to even care. They're just going to lock it in, and the Garen's already banned away, so I'm not really sure what Mad Chef can do to answer this matchup.
I mean, to be fair, it's a little bit hard. I don't think they've really looked into Sans all that much. So could be a little bit of an oopsie, and now they're kind of panicking.
Yeah, so we have the Renekton hover. So, I mean, if Mad Chef's going to compete with the Yone, it's going to have to be through the Renekton. But it looks like it's going to get shifted off into the Malphite, so not a terrible matchup. I still think Yone holds some power in that lane, just because of the amount of damage he is able to dish out with his souls. But overall, Malphite, one of those champions, even if he gets behind, he's still useful, you know?
Yep. Yeah, Malphite, especially paired with a Nico, their team fights are going to be disgusting. And Malphite's ultimate makes him unstoppable, I believe.
Yes.
So Poppy can't really stop that engage.
Yeah, no, that is not coming through. And I love the Nico pick here. So a lot of wombo combo synergy. Jarvan can lock people in place. Nico and Malphite to follow up. But Silas is going to be the answer into the Nico, and he's going to have some pretty powerful ultimates to take this game, and Sivir's going to have to be very careful.
Yeah, I put the favor in FAT's draft like right off the bat. Their draft is so disgusting and has so many counter picks to what FFT is trying to do. This is going to be a hard game for FFT, I believe.
I think in individual standing, yes, I would give the advantage here to FAT. However, in terms of what I've seen FAT do, it's not very promising, and FFT's team, very easy to pull off. Like, yes, there's a Silas you have to worry about. Yes, there's a Yone you have to worry about. But it is so hard to do what you want to do in these team fights. If you have a Malphite Nico combo right on top of you, Jarvan locking you in place, things are going to be very, very hard. Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, my computer was just dying there.
Oh, there we go. I can hear you again.
All right, yeah. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I'm gonna say it again. I think FFT's comp is very easy to pull off, so I want to give the edge to them. Not because I don't think FAT's comp is better, because it has so much more to play around of, but when you're looking at FAT's comp, there's a lot of complexity involved there, whereas FFT is just Sever ult, go forward, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's going to be a close game. Yeah, this will be a very interesting game to watch. And I'm curious to see Sans playing the Yone top lane.
It's actually Sans mid. It's going to be a Silas top lane, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, they just swapped it around last second.
That's an interesting adaptation.
Yeah, so we're going to have the Silas more than likely top, because I can't imagine that they're not giving Sans his Yone. And that's going to be Silas taking Malphite's ultimate. And I honestly think it's better. It means that Silas or Malphite can't stack armor as easily. And and Silas is going to have access to that Malphite ult a lot sooner to get away from ganks that potentially come his way. And he's going to be able to dish out a lot of damage because Malphite isn't able to itemize the best way.
Yep. And I think that I think we've seen this matchup before where Silas is going into the Malphite top. We saw it in one of Dynasty Sapphire's games, I believe, with Ford piloting Silas. And it looked pretty good into the Malphite, so...
Yeah, there is always the potential, though, to shift maybe Matchef into the mid lane with the Malphite and get Coach Ray in the top lane so that they have favorable matchups for themselves.
Yep.
But we're going to have to see exactly how they decide to do it, because Nico, not exactly the best for long lanes.
Yeah, this has been kind of like a weird thing in the rules for BTL. Are they allowed to do that? So, like, is Matchef allowed to just walk mid lane?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, as the ruling state, you're allowed to lane swap your top and mids. I believe top and bot can also lane swap if they so desire. If you want to do the weird 2v1 meta that's been out of meta for like ages, and oops, hold on. And wait, that's not right. What is happening? Sorry, I'm trying to fix something on the production side. There we go.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, so, and something that we just saw FAT do is after you draft, you can switch what lane the players are playing in, quote unquote. Which, in reality, they didn't even really need to do that. They could have made it look like Sans was going top with the Yone, and Silas was going mid, and then lane swap in game. But they opted to do it before the game swapped over, so it gives FFT a chance to actually adapt their runes. You know, at the end of the day, nothing really changes. It's not like they're swapping who they're playing. They're still playing their champions all together.
Yep. I actually expect them to keep the Nico mid just because you don't really want Malphite mid. I don't think he gets priority in that lane. Even though it's a winning matchup for Malphite, I don't think he really gets priority in the lane. And you really want mid lane to have prio to get the dragons, so I do expect Nico to still go mid.
Yeah, 100%. All right, well, we are going to send it off to a break while we load into the Rift for the very first game between Fantastic Four and Tygoon and the free agent team. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in approximately 3 minutes, so we'll see you on the Rift.
Mic off. from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now we're back from the dead. We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
Battery low.
Now we're back from the dead.
Charging battery. Mic on.
All right, here we are into the rift for game number 1 between FFT and FAT. Vimstat, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 11, 12, 13. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on this game. Will FFT look for a potential invade? They have Just Relish on the Nautilus, so there is a lot of potential here. They got the hooks, they got the angles, and it looks like that is what they are doing. Coach Ray going to get some vision in the mid lane, try to maybe bait out that they're not actually doing this. And they're going to spot them walking into the bush, and that's going to be the hook onto Eviction. Now, Eviction could be in trouble. He uses his W to get away, and he does get ignited. And he's going to have to waste his flash as well to get out. So it's going to be ignite for flash, and that is a huge trade for FFT.
Yeah, that's really good. That's going to open up Jarvan plays bot lane.
Yeah, and Just Rush hitting another huge hook, and that's going to be Sans almost dying. A flash forward by Tygoon to get first blood, but he gets stunned under the tower. That's going to be a kill for kill, but I mean, that's pretty good for a Sivir.
Yeah, especially with the Rakan flash being down, that's really big. And it opens up an advantage for Coach Ray in this mid lane, which is a little bit harder of a matchup.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so they did swap. Matt Chef is going mid.
Oh, interesting. No, that's not. That's Nico, bro.
Ah,
Good prank.
I'm a Nico player. How did I mess this up, bro?
It's definitely a good
Anyways.
bait. If Nico can hold this, they definitely might not figure out that that's actually Nico mid. Maybe they'll
Yeah, that's smart.
try to swap it off later, but it doesn't look like it.
No, Nico
Oh,
is
wait, no.
top.
Oh, what? Oh, my God. The shenanigans. They even fooled the casters. Anyways, so they are going to put the Malphite mid, so it's going to be a little rough, I feel like, for Nico in that long lane, but we'll see exactly how that plays out, because this is a better matchup, I feel like, for both of them. Like, they're still not in the ideal matchups, but they are definitely in matchups that are not as rough.
Yeah. And also, I don't really like it that much because Jarvan does want to look to punish this no flash Yone, And I think that's a lot easier to do if you're playing with a Nico instead of a
Yeah,
Malphite.
but here he comes. Jarvan coming in the mid lane. Matchup's going to get the slow onto Sans, and now Sans could be in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have his soul to get away. He does have the dash forward, but he's going to nicely sidestep there, and he's going to go right back onto Mad Chef. They have to be careful. Flash by Vaporto to try to get this kill, but Mad Chef's in danger. He's going to have to flash to dodge that, but now a fight is breaking out in the bot side. And Sans, do you get away? Oh my goodness, the player is insane.
Yep, that's crazy. He played that really, really well. That was crazy.
Yeah, I cannot believe he got out of that. But now Inviction going to get a double knock-up on the Tygoon and Just Relish, and Tygoon's going to fall to Bowkeeper. Things are looking rough for FFT right in this beginning after such a great start with that invade.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, now all 3 lanes kind of have an advantage. Like, Yone's going to have an experience and Summoner's advantage here. And top lane has a kill, bot lane has a kill. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is where we're going to see the Yone damage start coming in.
Yep.
Now that he has access to his soul.
Yep. And Poppy also, like, crucially, there's everybody on the side of FFT except for Nautilus doesn't have a flash. So Poppy could really punish on that. And I hope to see her do it. So yeah, Sans is just beating up this mid lane. Like I said, Malphite's not going to have priority in this lane, so it's going to be really hard for FFT to ever get any of these dragons without this mid prio. And
Yeah.
Poppy and Yone can really take over this game with the mid jungle synergy and create an impact all around the map, getting these objectives and forcing bad fights for FFT. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see just seeing the first 5 minutes of this game. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Yone ban next game, no matter if it's a win or a loss.
Yeah, I mean that level 1 or that level 2 play alone, surviving that gank for so long without flash, absolutely insane.
And both of them flashed to try to kill him on top of that.
Yeah, now Mad Chef is going to get ganked here by Black F8, but he's too close to his tower to actually turn it into anything.
Yep.
But just look at that Yone damage.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't even trade back with him as Malphite because that shield from his W is just so large. Whew.
Yone is just destroying this lane. And he's getting prio here, and bot lane's trying to get prio as well. That could set them up for a Drake.
Yone has ultimate. Yone's going to miss the ultimate though while Poppy is tanking. Does he die to this tower shot? He's going to get brought pretty low, but he's not going to fall.
That was really good coordination. Like, the idea was there. Black F8 and Sans had really good coordination there. To try to set up the Poppy E into the Yone R.
Yeah, it was close, but I mean, at the end of the day, they got the kill, so it doesn't really matter. But Tygoon's gonna have to flash away, but Bowkeeper could be in trouble, and he's gonna fall to the Tygoon Q. And now it's just Eviction versus Just Relish and Tygoon, both who are pretty low, but they should be able to complete the shove in regardless.
Yeah. It was a bit dangerous for them. They don't have any vision. I'm surprised they're staying this long, but they're not going to get punished for it. So.
Oh, now Coach Ray's going to get caught out by P Street, and that is going to be a solo kill for P Street. Very nice on taking that Nico ult.
Yeah, Nico was... She got counterpicked by both of these picks here, so it's rough for either. If she's into Yone or Silas, it's really rough for her.
Yeah, I feel like the Yone matchup still would have been worse though, so they're trying to mitigate loss as much as they can. And now, once again, Cotray's gonna get engaged on, but he has the pop blossom of his own to CC chain P Street, and Vaporto is here to try to turn it around, but a flash from P Street should keep him safe, though he's gonna be brought super low.
Yep. FAT got the dragon when they saw Jarvan top. And Yone really sets up, like, they should have got that right.
Just gonna have to pop the flash to get out alive there. Luckily, Bowkeeper doesn't have ultimate for the snipe. I'm surprised P-Street's staying here. He has TP. Like, you should just back and reset. You don't die to this. Flash forward by the Sans to try to get the Yone ultimate on him, but it doesn't connect. But Vaporto is going to get knocked up by the Q regardless. And that's going to be a solo kill for Sans.
Yep. Yeah, that was a really heads-up play from Sans, recognizing that Jarvan's probably going to look for an invade.
And now Sans looking for Coach Ray. He's going to hit the knockup, and now Coach Ray's going to have to keep running away. You can't really trade back into that. And the solo lanes are just kind of getting roughed up here.
Yep. Yeah, and this is a really smart transition for the side of FAT. Bringing your really strong laner top lane here, and then getting Prio on the top lane will set up this Rift Herald perfectly. And they even brought their support, Inviction, down to the Rift Herald, so as soon as Black F8 walks into this top side, they should have an easy Rift Herald play here.
Yeah, and now look at them sitting in wait on the blue side of Jarvan's buffs.
Yep. Yeah, this is like, there's not much FFT can do here. They do not win this fight if Yone's there.
FFT starting up this Herald, but they know that they're here. And Yone has arrived with Black F8 and P Street, so a lot of the power is here. The hook is going to miss by Just Relish with the Ezreal ulti going in to hit 2, and now Just Relish is going to fall because he was just too far out of position. That's going to be the Herald for FAT.
FAT, this is really impressive. They're playing this game textbook. This is a very, very clean game.
Yeah, it is so much better than what we have seen in the regular season. And it's how they needed to be playing this entire time.
Yep. Yeah, like, to be honest, this is a little scary from my perspective. I don't want to play these guys. If this is their lineup, I would not want to play them.
Well, good thing that the only way you can see them is in finals, so.
True. Well, actually, that's not true.
No, it is.
Dynasty
we have an
Sapphire
engage here on Inviction. Inviction is looking for Tygoon. Tygoon's going to get brought super low, but no kill is going to be gifted. And what are you talking about? Oh, a knockup by P-Street with a Malphite ultimate, and now Coach Ray is just possibly going to fall here. He does get the root, so he's going to stay alive just a little bit longer, but he has to be very careful.
Oh. Wow, there's so much action in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting happening with Ezreal and Inviction getting the push in on Tygoon and Just Relish. While P-Street pushes Coach Ray away from it, and he does get the stun, and that is going to be the kill for P-Street.
Nice.
And also,
yeah, P-Street is
you can only see FAT in finals.
Can Dynasty Sapphire not pick ET?
No. That's the benefit of being second. You can't get picked by first.
I see.
Ooh, Tygoon gonna take some rough pokage there by Bowkeeper, while Just Relish gets the knock on Black F8 to push it away, but Just Relish is going to fall. And I don't know, how is Herald tanking this, by the way? What was going on here? But no kill actually given over, and that's gonna be Just Relish picking up a kill of his own. I'm surprised that turned around. And now Jarvan is here for Bowkeeper and Inviction. Inviction misses the knockup, and Bowkeeper gets smited for the slow, while a hook on Inviction does help Tygoon and Vaporto get that, but a flash from Inviction is going to keep him safe. But he's going forward. He's trying to find more, but it's not going to be fast enough.
This is exactly what FFT needs to get back into this game. They need to claw back, get the Sivir ahead, and try and win these late game team fights with Sivir.
Yeah, now we have P-Street engaging on a matchup. These solo laners, I feel like, are lost. Neither of them can win these matchups.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who they're into. It's just like not a winning matchup.
And like look at the Jarvan. Like, he can't do anything to stop the Yone.
No. Yone is gonna be a problem. He's gonna go for, I haven't seen this in like solo queue or anything, but he's opting in for a Blade of the Rune King, it looks like.
Yeah, it used to be very popular, but the Kraken Hullbreaker got a little bit more popular. But it's not surprising to see. A lot of Yones still like to do that, so...
I wonder what he'll opt for second. Do you know what's second in that build?
I still think they go Hullbreaker if they're planning to split push. If they don't want to split push, they'll go Kraken IE.
I see. I mean, with how ahead this Yone is, I'm not sure he does want to split push. They could just like...
That's the best way to play Yone ahead. Literally no one can stop you, and you push so fast because you're full attack speed.
That's true. And you have a lot of escape.
Alright, Black F8's going to try to start up the Dragon, but he's going to get spotted out by FFT's bot and jungle. But now they are in a little bit of a dangerous position. Yone's going to ult forward and connect onto one, but will it be enough? The Nautilus ult does knock him up while the Poppy throws away the knot. Dragon is going to be secured by the Jarvan, but Tygoon is going to fall along with Coach Ray being in danger. A knock up onto the Yone, but they just don't have the damage to complete it. Finally, they get it, and that is going to be the Pop Blossom used and wasted. While a double kill is picked up by the Ezreal and Matchup is fighting in the top lane. This game is bloody, and I'm surprised that the gold lead's only 2.5K.
Yeah, FAT is playing these objectives really well. They're baiting FFT into thinking that they have the winning situation and have the priority on the objective, and then they just like collapse and completely destroy them in the team fight.
Ooh, that is going to be Peachtree yoinking the Malphite ultimate and securing the kill.
Yep.
That Silas is going to be an issue. And now we have a flank by Coach Ray with the TP. He gets the root onto Boatkeeper, so Boatkeeper should fall, but Boatkeeper will pick up one as a result. However, Coach Ray gets the shutdown. So a little bit of a gold advantage there for FFT. But the gold lead is growing, and it is growing fast.
Yeah, Silas is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this late game. Silas, he's got so many good ultimates to steal. The Nautilus, the Nico, and the Malphite. And Jarvan's ult isn't bad either.
Hell, I don't even think Sivir ult's that bad.
No. Yeah. He's going to be a problem.
Yeah, now we have... I mean, we have a 2-level lead. Coach Ray is so far behind. He's either 3 levels behind or 2 levels behind against his laner.
Yep. Yeah, both solo lanes are up 2 levels. It's crazy.
I feel like FFT's only one con at this point is Tygoon on the Sivir. But is Sivir going to be enough DPS to get through a Yone and a Silas before his entire team falls?
I don't think so. He'd have to get to 3 items, and I just don't see this game lasting long enough for him to get to 3 items. They're going to take this Rift Herald off the map here soon, or try to bait FFT into trying to take it, and then they'll just crack open the map. And from there, I don't know what FFT can even do.
Yeah. We do have a little bit of a trade in the top side. Somehow Matchup came out on top there, which is a little bit surprising. And now Vaprito is here, but Black F8 is ready to answer. But Black F8 is not going to get there in time. The Nautilus ulti is going to go out with the flash, and they might be able to get the shutdown, but a healing from the Kingslayer is just too much to handle. And now Peachtree's going to drop the Nautilus ult of himself while Tygoon tries to do more, but Eviction is here to counter Tygoon. He gets a knock up and the charm, and now Tygoon will fall to Boatkeeper. While Yone is splitting in the bot, and there's nothing that Coach Ray can do.
Yeah, so Silas is just way too far ahead. He can stat check all day, especially with the Kingslayer.
Is it Kingmaker or King? It's Kingslayer, surely, right?
Kingslayer, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we do have an engage onto the Nautilus, and Boatkeeper's going to pick up one. I don't know why you fellows were looking there. Even if Silas wasn't there, I don't feel like you guys can kill him. And now a flash forward by Eviction. He does get the knock up, and Peachtree's going to go forward and pick up a kill with Boatkeeper.
Yep.
And I just
and
feel like
Boatkeeper now has a bunch of gold from that last series of events. So now you've got 2 huge problems on your hands.
yeah, let's take a look at the gold charts right now. So Silas 3k ahead of Malphite. Yone 1.5k ahead of Nico. And 1k gold lead for Ezreal.
Yep. I'm actually surprised that the Ezreal Gold Lead isn't more, but
Yeah, I mean, he has 7 kills. Like, holy moly.
yeah, and their CS is even. That's surprising that the Gold Lead isn't bigger there, but
No, I didn't misread it. It's only 1,000 gold.
yep.
All right, Just Relish and Tygoon are looking on a Black of Fate. They do get the knockup from Vaprito. Now Poppy is trying to fight for his life. She's going to flash away while Bookkeeper drops the ultimate, only connecting onto 1. And that is going to be right before the Dragon fight. But those are some pretty big... Actually, no, they didn't use any ultis. So, I mean, that's a pretty good trade there for FFT.
And I think this comes down to FAT just... It seems like they had the superior plan coming into this game. They were ready for draft. They insta-locked their picks, and I think they kind of knew what FFT was going to be drafting.
Yeah, and they get the hook onto the Sylas, but the Sylas is probably the hardest one to kill here on FAT. They've given up some of the Dragon priority, but it looks like we're going to have a 5v5. Let's see what the team fight capabilities of FFT are. They have the Malphite, they have the Sivert, they have all the ultimates in the chamber ready to go. So we're going to have to see what they're going to do, but it looks like Matt Chef's walking to top lane. I feel like this is probably your best angle to fight. You guys don't scale much harder than this. The only scaler on your team is the Sivert.
Poppy is not there, so...
Oh, but Sans has spotted out Vaprito. Now Vaprito in trouble. Has so much damage, and now Sylas over the wall, doesn't connect the E.
Yeah, like, right there, there's nothing that the FFT can do. They cannot walk in at all. Sans can just go over the wall with his soul and half HP anybody that's over there, and then punish free.
Coach Ray gonna get caught out here by Black F8, but Sans looked for the wrong target, but it doesn't matter. Their damage is too high. And that's gonna be Sans picking up another kill.
Yep. And Sans is gonna get this Hole Breaker soon, which will really just like put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, they don't have anyone that can really match him. I think it's hard to match Sans 2v1, let alone 1v1.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that damage.
And you can't match.
My boy's ready for this game.
That you did.
You did.
That you did.
Not me alone, but I did actually sit down with them today, unlike the previous weeks where I just stopped trying to coach.
Oh, we have an engage here by Vaprito onto P Street. P Street is looking to try to delay as much as possible. He's going to get Malphite ulted by Mad Chef, and now P Street is on the run. He pops his Sivir ulti of his own, but it won't be enough, and that's going to be a shutdown, and a huge shutdown for that. Oh my gosh, my tongue. A huge shutdown for Tygoon. 1,000 gold. Let's make it simple.
And crucially, they gave it over.
Never mind, it's doomed.
Yeah, that brings Sivir right back into the game. She's only 150 gold down on the 7 and 3 Ezreal, so if Sivir gets to that 3-item spike, it could be pretty scary for the side of FAT, because they don't... I think that Sivir might be able to get her 3rd item by the time Dragon Soul comes around.
Yeah, and even if Sivir gets ahead though, it's gonna still be hard. Like, they have to play these fights perfectly. Yeah. They have to avoid the Yone and the Sylas as long as possible. Give Sivir that time to really get some autos in, get those bounces rolling.
Yeah, I think if Sylas gets the Malphite ult, like, there's not much Tygoon can do.
Sivir has the spell shield, so as long as he's not forced to waste it early and he can use it when it's very crucial to be used, I think things can look pretty fine for FFT. And now we have P Street looking on to Mad Chef. P Street has taken the Malphite ulti and he has used it. He's trying to get the solo kill onto Mad Chef with Black F8 here to assist. And now it's going to be Mad Chef falling. That's going to be another kill. 7 kills on the Sylas. And Baron has been pinged by FFT, so they think that this could be a potential angle for FAT to get it.
But do FAT think that?
Yone does not have the Hole Breaker yet, but he's still just like a menace in the side lane.
Yeah, he is quite disgusting. Baron has been started up by FAT. Just Relish and Tygoon are here along with Vaprito. They know what is happening. The Yone isn't here, but he has CP along with Coach Ray, so this will be a 4v5 at best for FFT. Let's see if they can pull it off. P-Street has taken the Jarvan ultimate, not the greatest ultimate to take, but Inviction has popped the movement speed buff. He gets the taunt onto Tygoon. Tygoon's gonna have to flash away from the Silas, but he is not gonna be able to auto anyone. He's just too far away. But luckily, everyone survived for FFT, so those are some pretty major cooldowns busted there, and this will dissuade the Baron. But now P Street going on to Just Relish, getting the pick, while Coach Raid's clone got knocked up. But a nice double knock up there by Mad Chef, but the follow-up got stopped by Poppy, and now it's just Tygoon at very low HP. Sans go forward, try to find Tygoon. Tygoon picks up one with the Nico, and that's going to be 3. That's going to be, 2. But Boatkeeper is alive and healthy, and he's getting down so much damage. What looked pretty decent turned out pretty bad for FFT.
Yep. FAT, they're so far ahead. I'm shocked that FFT was able to fight that well with a 10k deficit. That's pretty
Boys are
impressive.
gaming.
That they are, Ito. That they
it's
are.
not doomed anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that they're...
we did talk about was try to have a focus on objectives, to not just have meaningless kills. There is in the Lost versus Elysium Terror a couple weeks ago, FFT was oh my god, you got me saying FAT, free agent team, was up like 10 kills in that game and down 2k because they were up a ton of kills, but they did not have the objectives. That's the game where they went for the dragon and they lost like the inhibitor towers while they were doing the dragon. It was just so bad. But they had games where they would be ahead on kills early, but they wouldn't convert that into objectives. So something I said is, please, oh please, if you get ahead early like you guys often do, because like you have good laners, make something of it. Like get an objective. Like actually make that lead. Let that kill go to an actual lead outside of just the kill goal. And I think that they actually done a pretty good job of that this game. I'm very happy to see it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they've been doing really good about setting up the objectives. They're getting flank angles and baiting FFT into taking really bad fights on these objectives.
Yeah, now we have Sans going in onto Coach Ray. Coach Ray's going to get dropped super low, and the Soul's going to pop him to safety, while Tygoon and Mad Chef are looking to get some objective bounties for their team.
Yeah, Yone has the hull breaker now, so they have to send 2 people down here just to keep him at bay.
Yeah, I mean, look at Coach Ray. You can't step up there, bud. You're way too low.
No.
My stream froze.
Yeah, same.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, somebody DC'd apparently.
At what time?
24:57.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody.
Yeah, this gives me an
DC.
opportunity to sync up.
Yeah. Oh, and
there
we're
we go.
back to live,
Oh.
and Coach Ray's going to barely survive, but he pops the hourglass, while Just Rush is going to have to drop the ultimate to make sure that he cannot get in range of Coach Ray. Coach Ray is playing on the knife's edge with Sans. Sans starts tanking the tower, but his soul is stuck under the tower, and now Mad Chef is here. So now, let's see what they can do. Mad Chef drops the ultimate onto Sans. Sans should fall.
Get the tower!
He's trying to get the tower, and he does get the tower. Does he have the lifesteal to stay alive? He's trying to get down as much damage as he can, but it's not enough. While they do start up the Baron, Vopto is looking for a steal, but gets spotted out by P Street. And that will be the Baron for a kill in favor
that's
of
just so
FF or FAT.
That's some objectives. That's objectives right there, baby. Got the
You only
tower,
get-
got the Baron.
Yeah.
Ty gonna get engaged on, double knocked up, and he falls to Black F8. Things are
The
looking
first knock up there. How's he double?
Poppy ult.
Oh, he quick cast the Poppy. Okay.
And Peace Breed's getting this wave top lane, so they're gonna break down the base slowly. They should be able to get all 3 inhibitors with these Baron buffs, and then there's not really much FFT can do from that point on, because they've got Dragon Soul coming up, and FFT won't be able to do anything once the next Baron spawns with the double super minion waves.
Yeah, now Just Rush is going to look for a hook on the Eviction, but he does get knocked up in response, and he's going to be brought super low. Look at those cannon minions, those Baron cannon minions doing absolute work on those towers.
Yeah.
Oh, Eviction's looking with his ultimate. He catches 1, he catches 2. Vopto is here to try to dissuade him. Eviction does get caught by the knockup, and that's going to be Eviction falling, shutdown for the Tygoon. And now P Street TP's in, so things are still looking rough. Yone isn't here though, so this could be a 4v3 if they try to do anything more.
It was a good look by Eviction. He just didn't have his team with him, so a little bit uncoordinated, but it shouldn't matter.
All right, let's see. Objectives.
Bishop David in the chat. No Wills fan, no playoffs. those that know the lore of last season with FFC.
Oh, matchup gonna miss the
Ooh.
ultimate on a Peachtree, and a Peachtree's gonna use the Malphite ult to get away.
Yo,
That was
Peachy has
clean.
had some clean Silas gameplay this game.
He has.
There should be a Silas and Yone ban next game for sure.
I think definitely Silas.
I don't
or
think there'll be
definitely Yone,
Sans
but
next
I don't
game.
know Silas.
If Sans is in next game, there will be a Yone
Yeah.
ban for sure.
I think
Doesn't-
if Ghost Set is back from traffic, I feel like they didn't probably play Ghost Set.
Doesn't Ghosted also play Yone?
Yes. if I remember correctly.
Tygoon trying to get some damage in, get some decent damage, and now Peachtree could be in danger. Black F8 is here to try to protect him. Peachtree drops the Hourglass while Black F8 queues up the Poppy ulti. Will it connect? It does on the Malphite, so that will push them away and keep Peachtree alive a little bit longer. While Yone is just splitting in the top side all alone, so they're going to try to force a 4v5 in the bot side. They get one. Can they get more? They have the Silver ult ready to chase, but
I think
Malphite
just
doesn't
keep him
have the
distracted.
ultimate. And that's going to be Sans picking up a tower and an inhibitor, and that is the power of Yone.
Yeah, Yone is 2, 4, and 7, but that KDA can be very deceiving. He's just like completely taken over this game with the hole breaker and the objective taking.
Over 3k ahead of Nico.
Yeah. He's just completely taking over the side lanes. He got like 2 tier 2s, I believe.
Now Sans is going to spot out Vaporto. Vaporto could be in a little bit of trouble. Sans does so much damage. He's going to brought super low, but he is not going to fall.
That's
My goodness. And
He took
that's-
0
When is
damage.
this? What's the timer on this? Yeah, 15 seconds, like around that for the
Yeah.
dragon here.
Yep. And they're just setting up on this dragon, and they can just end the game after this. Run it down bot lane.
Yeah, this is going to be Soul for FAT, and it is a Mountain Soul, so these tanky members that are already hard to kill are going to become even harder, and I just don't think Tygoon has damage right now. He needs that LDR, and even if he does get LDR, I don't know if it will be enough.
Yep. Yeah, FFT have to try to put up a last stand here. It's not the most favorable fight because they're over 10k gold down. So they're going to have to play out of their minds to win this next team fight.
Oh, another freeze.
I
No.
did not freeze this time.
Oh,
No, I'm not frozen. Are you frozen? What time are you frozen at?
29:57.
I am at 30:10. What about you?
I'm also at 30.
All right, pause at 30:10.
Well,
I'll
yeah.
pause
Pause
at
at
30:10.
30:10?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to 30:10.
All right, let me know when you guys are there.
Okay.
1 second. Turns out it's so much harder to pause at a specific time later in the game. Because there's so much more bar. Oh, I got it. Alright, I'm at 30:10.
Tavian, you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 11, 12, 13. And engaged by Matt Chef here on a Bowkeeper. This could be the angle that they're looking for. P-Street has the Malphite ulti though, so Tygoon has to be careful. The Malphite ulti goes out, but Sans finds Tygoon, and that is going to be a triple Pop Blossom though to try to delay some time, but Tygoon is super low. He does get Malphite ulted, and he's going to fall, and that should be the game-ending play there. And that is just FFT falling to FAT.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do when you're this far behind. It's really hard to play, but a really clean game from FAT. They set up objectives, played the game really methodically, used their solo lane advantages really well, and also the early game skirmish did not go unpunished. The Silas really took over the game after getting that kill early.
Yeah. All right, well, we are going to send it off to a break while we get things ready for game number 2 between FFT and FAT. So we'll be back shortly, so don't go anywhere.
Mic off.
from the dead. Back from the dead. Back from the dead.
Mic on.
All right, everybody, we are in the draft for game number 2 between FAT and FFT. FFT has opted to take red side this game, so we'll have to see if they can come back like they did against BBC and turn it around and bring it to a game 3.
Yep. And it looks like FFT is switching up the bans here, opting for the Azrael ban. And we do have a player swap. So Sans was playing Yone last game, and now we have Kago said, who is a part of FAT's main roster. So we will see FAT's main roster playing now.
Oh, he gets Thresh. Interesting. I don't think Conviction gets Thresh very often, like at all.
Yeah, that's gonna be a Thresh
Yeah,
first
Conviction
pick
is a
for
bit of a one trick.
Yeah.
Thresh is definitely what FAT wanted. I will say we didn't discuss draft a lot. I just kind of hyped him up for hitting the points that we wanted to hit in that first game in terms of converting kills to objectives and stuff like that. So I have no idea what they're gonna draft. I think it's like par for the course. They're kind of chilling whenever you're up the first game.
I'm
Blue
curious-
side, they knew what they wanted to priority pick. Thresh is definitely one of them. So this is so far so good.
Why are we banning Lilia, by the way? I don't think
Why is
that's really-
FAT banning Lilia? I have no idea.
I don't think Roberto is really a...
Because
Really-
the
really
biggest
fair.
Lilia player I know in this lobby would be Black FA himself. So I have no idea.
Yeah. A little weird.
We're gonna get the
But-
Morgana counter into the Thresh though, paired with the Varus, so things can look a little interesting in that bot lane. It's definitely gonna be auto attack fest for the Callista and the Varus, but notably Varus and Morgana have ways to stop Callista movement, so things can get a little bit dangerous there.
Yeah. And Callista, I mean, I like the Callista. This is going to be a very bloody bot lane. I expect to see a lot of action down there. Ooh, Maokai.
Maokai, that should be a jungle Maokai. I don't see Kago said playing Malphite top that often,
No.
if ever.
Definitely not. And Black F8 has played Maokai a few games.
You know what I would love to see? A Trundle. Will Vaporto ever lock in Trundle? Doubtful.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think it's more likely we see like a Lee Sin or a Graves.
Oh shit! I am a prediction
Are they
god.
watching the story?
I mean, I've talked to Vaporto about that pick a lot, and I piped it up a lot. I think that pick is very underrated against tanks, just because like the guy, like so many tank junglers are being played right now, and Trundle has not suffered at all for that draft for what's it called, the clear speed, because he's so healthy, because he takes so much HP from the camps when he kills them, and people need counters into these tanks, and I've been telling him to play Trundle over and over and over again. Of course he'll play it without me because he just hates me, but here we are, and he finally pulls it out.
Does he play it very much?
He plays it here and there, but it's very hard to get him to play it. So knowing that that is 100% has to be a Maokai jungle, like Keiko said, does not play Maokai, it makes sense on why he would go with it.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
he should be pretty good in
because
Smoke.
he's got Morgana and Black Shield as well, so it's not like super susceptible
Yeah,
to
and-
just running and getting perma CC'd.
And another reason why I think Trundle is like hidden OP is when you get these 80 carries who want to be moving around fights, Trundle's pillar super powerful at stopping those movements.
Right. Yep, and FFT is opting to give the mid lane the counter pick here for Coach Ray.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Renekton, one of those very powerful blind pickable top laners there. So, I mean, for Coach Ray, I want... What was he playing in the series
Nico.
number 1? Nico? No, series number 1, not game number 1.
Oh,
He's jungle, that's right.
he's jungle, too.
No. I don't even know what... I mean, this is a Galio angle, right? Like, surely... Like...
Galio's kind of a niche pick, though.
I mean, Silas or Galio, I think, are great here.
Yeah.
Galio counters the hell out of Akali, but Silas is also very good at like controlling that lane, and he also has a lot of power.
Silas Maokai. And Silas Maokai looks pretty.
Yeah,
very
that
useful.
that as well.
I think we saw Faker do that at Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, I think FFT has a very strong draft, but at the end of the day, I think these drafts are pretty even. They both have really strong win conditions.
I feel like this
Aatrox
game is
and
gonna
Akali.
really come down to bot lane.
Yeah.
Like the top lane matchup is gonna be like, I don't know, maybe there's gonna be some explosion in these solo lanes, but if Kalista gets a huge lead, it's gonna be
There's
tough.
potential for explosions in the solo lanes for sure. On both sides, I think.
Akali-
these are pretty, like these are not going to be wet noodle fights in any of these lanes. These are pretty potentially snowbally lanes, I'd say.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah,
it'll be
Akali-
interesting.
Akali's gonna have a hard time playing the game. Morgana, Silas, Renekton,
Or like
Varus,
team
they can
plays.
all lock her down, and then they can just one-shot her. I think Aatrox is definitely going to be the wild card in this game. If Aatrox gets a big lead, he can 100% take over this game.
Kallista's interesting. I've not seen much Kallista in BTL this season or from Bowkeeper, but I think we all saw that. I think Kallista is was one of the best ADCs in Worlds, right?
Yep.
If I remember correctly. There was a lot of Kallista Worlds. Let's see. I think-
Yeah.
So since Worlds has concluded, a lot of people are kind of pulling from what was popular at Worlds, and
No-
if everyone has that website.
No offense to Bowkeeper, but
Callista's hard.
Callista pro players are very different than Callista solo queue players.
Yeah.
And like there's a reason why that champion has one of the worst win rates ever in solo queue. It's because that champion is
tough.
very niche. Very niche at what you can do and how you're supposed to do it. So whether or not they're going to be able to pull it off
In 14 games, she has 81% presence. She was banned 50 times. That's what happened. She was like the most banned champion in the world.
Yeah.
But I think Thresh is one of the lanes she's supposed to be really good with her.
Any hook champion, any engage or playmaking champ is
I guess
Callista's
like I'm
bread and
thinking
butter.
like back in the day when Calista first came out, it was like Calista Thresh like was the go-to thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I miss when Calista was strong, but it wasn't healthy for the game.
Yeah,
I also miss
never
when-
allowed to
I-
be good.
I also miss when Zeri was strong. Like I am a huge Zeri. I don't know if you guys actually ever got to see me play Zeri in BTL.
I got to see your account with millions of Zeri games.
Yeah, I am a
See
Zeri
that.
prodigy. And if I was ever able to pull it out in BTL, it would be a whole different story.
You best to believe if it wasn't banned, it was picked.
Yeah, basically. But now she's gotten kind of gutted. I'm probably gonna try to pick her up again when the new season rolls around, see how she does with the new items. But we're gonna have to see.
She's also getting buffed this next patch, I believe.
Oh, thank God! Hallelujah.
I'm interested in this Calista angle. I'm confident in Bowkeeper and Fiction is a very solid bot lane. So I'm sure this isn't actually troll, although I haven't seen Bowkeeper play it. I'm sure he has played it.
Yeah. The thing I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Frost, but Callista does not scale all that well. Like I feel like she's gonna tickle late game.
No, I mean
think
there's
you
no,
also
there's
have to
no.
look-
I mean nowadays there's no 80 carry that's just like hard stuck in.
Bowkeeper has 245,000 mastery points at Callista. It's one of his most played ADCs.
Yeah, nice. But most 80 carries, like they have their strong suits, Calista being that early to mid game, but no 80 carry falls off late game because of just the items they're building, what they're trying to do. What makes Calista useless is the opponent's champions. Trundle is one of those champions. So
Yep.
we're gonna have to see
Because of the
that.
slows?
Yeah, because
Or
of the
what?
slow.
Okay.
So how slows work against Callista
Because-
before we send it off to a
yeah.
break? So Callista's auto attack speed, unlike other 80 carries, is more tied to her movement speed than anything, because when she leaps, that's how she gets her auto attack resets. She can't do standard auto attack resets like normal 80 carries, which means when she's slowed and her leap takes twice as long, it means her attack speed is slowed by the same amount. So if she gets slowed by 50%, her attack speed is slowed by 50%. It doesn't show you that on the stat board, but you know it's happening because she's jumping so slow. Whereas if a different 80 carry, for instance, Varus gets slowed, his attack speed his attack speed drops maybe 10%, because if you're slowed and you're trying to orb walk, then yes, your attack speed will still be a little bit slower because you're still moving slower, but it doesn't affect them as heavily as Calista, because Callista's entire kit is around her movement speed. But we're going to send it off to a break. Once we load onto the Rift, we'll be back with you guys in approximately 2 minutes, so don't go anywhere and get ready for game number 2 between FAT and FFT.
Mic off.
right, we are on the rift for game number 2 between FFT and FFZ. Ito and Vimstat, are you guys ready?
Sure am.
You pause at 10?
All right, 3. Yes.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, 11, 12, 13.
I'm there with you.
All right, here we go. Let's see if FFT can pull it back and bring this to a game 3 like they did against BBC, or will FAT end the streak that FFC was attempting to do.
Yeah, the prophecy could die here.
You have an eviction on the and a good binding there from Morgana. Oh, but they're not done. Oh, but another binding, just relish. Going crazy.
2 for 2. Yeah, for the junglers this game, I would expect Trundle to start his red buff, and then I would also expect the Black F8 to maybe do a 4 camp into some sort of bot gank. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Trundle did get the cheeky ward on the blue buff, so he will see where Black F8 is starting.
yeah, he's gonna find out pretty quickly, and that's gonna give advantage to Vaporto. He is very powerful pathing, and Trundle is definitely one of those champions that can beat around Maokai, especially early game, to try to take some camps.
Yep. Yeah, I do expect an early invade from Vaporto in Black F8's bot side.
Yeah,
Black F8 is on top.
Yeah, he's kind of walking around. He's looking for a level 2 gank here onto Mad Chef. Things could get a little bit dangerous
this
here
is
if Mad Chef
interesting.
isn't careful. He does have flash, so they're probably just trying to get an early flash out. But he's going to step away.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
Are you doing it?
Let's see
Are you
what,
doing it or not?
yeah, this is a lot of time being wasted here by Black F8.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to give Vaporto time to...
Yeah,
he's going to
spot it. He does flash away, but Black F8's going to be able to push him into the Aatrox, but it's
They're
not
waiting
going to
for
be
the level
enough.
2 for Aatrox? Oh, Jesus, so much wasted time.
Yeah,
They
that
did
was...
get the flash, which is pretty worth, because that's going to allow Aatrox to get a big lead. But Trundle should be able to take away some camps for that.
Yeah, I guess it's now the impetus is now on Perpetuo to kind of punish that, right? So we'll see what happens next.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bokeeper's
I mean,
going to
Relish
get
is
hit and
landing everything.
ignited. Yeah, that's going to bring Bokeeper super low thanks to Tycoon's Q. And things are looking pretty dangerous in the bot side. Trundle was spotted out by some wards. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was just by his own team. I lied.
Yeah, and if you look at this top lane, Mad Chef is really struggling to CS because he was so chunked and he doesn't have flash, so he has to play really respectfully. But that gank wasn't for nothing. It does get Ghosted a huge lead, which is FAT. That's one of their strong suits. The Aatrox can take over this game.
We did talk about how explosive these solo lanes will be. So definitely, it is worth trying to make sure that you're on the positive side of that.
Yep. And Maokai is such a low econ jungler. Doesn't really matter if you fall behind a couple camps. If you're getting your lanes an advantage.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if Maokai can keep pushing the advantage, though, because one advantage is not going to be enough to accept the deficit of 3 camps down. He's probably going to lose both these scuttles. But we have Trundle looking on, for this gank. He does see the ward, but Inviction's going to get rooted and slowed by Tygoon. Tygoon's going to pop the ghost, and the knockup comes forward, so Inviction's going to have to pop his flash. Here comes Black F8, though. Tygoon flashes for something, but first blood for the Tygoon. And now Black F8 could be in trouble. Just Rush is looking for a potential another Q. Oh, the Q doesn't snipe him.
Bumped away, Roberto got bumped further away, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he got flayed away, it looked like. But that's going to be first blood, so Vaporto really showing that, like, hey, you can get an advantage top side, but I'm going to get advantage on the bot side.
Yep. And that's really worth because shutting down this Kalista early game is crucial for the side of FFP.
Kalista is definitely one of those champions that has to be even or ahead to start doing stuff. If she falls behind, she's definitely one of the champions that suffers a lot more from being behind.
Yep. I am curious. So it does look like Tygoon is probably going to go for the Bork first. So it is going to be an on-hit build.
Yeah, they don't need that much AP damage. They have Coach Ray, they have Just Relish's damage, and from the state of top lane, he definitely needs to be the AD threat, because Aatrox is probably going to be controlling that lane for quite some time.
And with that staggering lead in the bot lane, as soon as Voperto clears down here, they should have complete priority over this dragon. P Street is completely killing the mid lane matchup, but I still think that FFT should be able to set up a good dragon play here.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Ray, this matchup is really reliant on his ultimate, so it's not a surprise that Akali is winning in the early matchup.
Yep.
But now Vapto's going to spot out Black F8, and he's going to start the fight onto Black F8. Black F8 doesn't have the flash to get away from this, but Aatrox is level 6. Matchup isn't quite there, but he does get a nice stun on the Black F8, but he should fall. And Vapto trying to do some more, but Coach Ray is followed by P Street. Ooh.
There's that flash advantage.
Oh, P Street picking up the kill on Vapto with his flash.
Level 6 is...
That's exactly what FAT needs. These solo lanes can take over the game. Kalista is going to be kind of a R-bot for the rest of the game, but it doesn't matter if you have a huge Aatrox and a huge Akali. And Renekton has denied this entire wave top lane. This is just... and he's going to proxy it.
Yeah, they do get the stun onto Aatrox, though, so Coach Ray and Mad Chef potentially looking for a trade kill here. That's going to be Aatrox tanking the tower while getting stunned, buying Coach Ray time to get those cooldowns back. They're looking for more. Coach Ray picks up one, and now Black F8 is in trouble. Maokai ulti coming in. It's going to tag him right at the end, and that should be a kill. Given over to Mad Chef to kind of stabilize the gold.
Yep.
Kind of greeted there a little bit. Probably wasn't aware how quickly they'd be back to lane.
Nice Morgana Q onto Inviction. Inviction going to take quite some pokage. Tygoon's going to pop the ghost, and they're going to start the chase. Inviction could be in trouble. That's going to be one kill for the bot lane, and now Bowkeeper and Tygoon trying to outplay.
Oh my God!
Trying to outplay, but Bowkeeper's going to survive. Uses the cleanse to get rid of the ignite, but he dies.
That was almost so clean. That was a good flash, but I was like, wait, is he doing this?
Oh, P Street in trouble. He's going to have to pop his shroud, but is he going to be fast enough to get away? Here comes the Trundle. But now we're looking topside, so it looks like the kill in the mid lane isn't going to be there. Thank you, Auto.
Sometimes the directed camera will spoil it for you. Oh, we're looking away. Well, they must not die.
That bot lane kill trade was actually really worth for the side of FFT because FAT is losing this entire wave, and Tygoon was able to trade a kill, and Bowkeeper had to use both of his suns. So as soon as Tygoon gets his flash up, Bowkeeper's level 4 and Tygoon's level 6. Bowkeeper's just gonna die.
Ah, yeah. Doesn't have
especially
cleanse.
with Barasol.
Yep. So
Tygoon should be able to solo him. He should be able to solo him.
Yep. He seems scared for some reason. I don't think he should be.
Well, he can't 2v1. I don't think he can 2v1 quite yet with Eviction having everything up.
Black F8 is doing something very illegal. This should not be allowed, but it is.
Yeah, they're going to trade Dragon for Rift. And that Rift, I feel like, is going to be a lot more beneficial than this Dragon just because of the low health of the top tower.
Interesting. Able to actually sneak that,
Yeah, let's see if Just Relish and Tygoon can start something in the bot lane. They do have ult advantage.
Yep.
And honestly, they should be able to freeze this right here. That cannon minion's going to make it impossible to actually step up and break this.
Yeah, Bowkeeper's going to fall behind even more. Bowkeeper's
great movement there by Mad Chef.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't even know how he got that double dash through. He was rooted, but he still managed to dash.
Could he dash the root so you don't get rooted?
He must have done it. He must have done it super fast. Here comes the Varus ulti. It does not connect, so Inviction's going to flash over the pillar. So that's a pretty big ultimate to miss there. That could have been very good for FFT.
And now top lane.
Yeah, so it's really just who can carry more.
Yeah, now Bakuto going to get chased down here by Bowkeeper. P Street is here, so they have to be careful. P Street gets the ultimate on to Just Relish. The perfect execution does complete one. And it looks like they're not going to go for more.
Yeah, I think these solo lanes, I actually favor FAT in this position just because I think these solo laners are going to be a lot stronger than Tygoon
Well,
here in the mid
it is a
game.
Macaulay.
It's
So.
Aatrox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every 80
Yeah,
carries
Macaulay-
bane to existence.
Macaulay is up 500 gold, Aatrox 700.
Oh, a nice root there by Dust Relish, but Bookkeeper has the ultimate to keep him safe if needed, and that's going to be Bookkeeper dropping the ult, but it only knocks up one, so Eviction should fall, but Tycoon can't connect the Q, and that's a pretty big Q to miss, and the Morgana Q goes super wide, but Eviction stepping up a little greedily. He's going to be dropped down to 1 HP, Bookkeeper going to be dropped low, and he's going to get the trade.
Oh, it's a trade.
And now Bobrito is finding Black F8, and he's going to just walk away.
That was a good counter gank from Black F8 there.
And it's 6-6. Bloody 10 minutes here.
Sure is.
And a freeze here.
Oh,
Oh.
that's not the E you want to
Oh.
hit, and now Coatre could be
Oh.
in danger.
Yeah.
Coatre has the
Uh-oh.
Kali ultimate. He should be able to get away. He does pop his flash.
Flash. Yeah.
At least he survived, I guess.
Okay, pain in trouble?
Ain't no way. Oh, Pillar going out. A flash from Black F8.
they had the flash.
Bobrito is getting a lot of flashes here with the Trundle.
He is. And he does.
You're
He
gonna
has
use
a
these
pretty
mods to
hefty
see.
lead.
See? You should be choosing the champion more often.
That's what I tell him, bro.
That's what Frostbyte's thinking right now. Yeah.
That's what I tell him. I mean, he's gonna lose. If he loses this game, he's gonna be like, "Oh, Trundle sucks," and he won't play him for another 6 months.
Yeah. So what we're hearing is Frost is voting for FFT.
I did put in my predictions that FFT would win. I said they would win 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know. This game's looking pretty tough for the side of FFT. I think FAT with these solo lanes are going to be very hard to play into. They just need to start contesting these dragons with their solo laners. If they can bring their solo laners down and
God,
contest
that's
them.
already in trouble here.
Oh.
Oh my God, he's dead.
Hago said with the solo kill, flash forward with the Q. I'm honestly surprised that
Oh,
that
that's
turned
gonna
into
be
a kill.
the tower, I think, right?
That should be the tower falling. Now just Relish is going to get caught out by the hook. He does Black Shield it in time, but the Flay comes in, and that's going to be a kill for Bowkeeper. And things are looking FAT's way.
Yep.
Dude, okay.
He's going to get this tower.
Yeah, that's going to be first tower for the Aatrox, but Aatrox might have stayed a little bit too long. He should fall to Vaprito and Mad Chef. Mad Chef only has the Q, and that's going to be a kill for Mad Chef.
That should secure the... Well, no.
I don't see
Ghostet is going to be up just in time for the dragon, and he does have TP advantage, so I think FAT should be able to just secure this next dragon pretty easily.
I do agree. Peace Street looking very powerful in this mid lane. I swear this matchup is supposed to be Xyla's favorite after level 6, but I could be wrong.
I wouldn't doubt that, but I think this is like an Akali one trick versus someone that probably doesn't really play as much Silas. Like Akali is one of P-Street's favorite champions to be able to choose. And we've seen that since preseason.
Yeah, Kali is a very hard champion to play into, especially when she's ahead.
Yeah, you have to know the matchup, and I feel like P-Street knows it better. Also, there's been a lot of other roaming opportunities that's kind of gone in P-Street's favor. That may not necessarily be Silas's fault.
Yeah, we do have an engage here by Peace Street. He did get a huge knockup with the Callisto ultimate, and now that's going to be 2 for none. Coatre should fall,
huge.
and that is just devastation for FAT.
Yeah.
That was
Or
just
sorry,
an
FFT.
illegal dragon attempt. Like, you don't have top lane TP advantage. You know that they're gonna have the numbers advantage. You should never be going for that dragon if you're
Just
FFT.
kind of get 100% wiped. They're not even close on that fight. And it's a 4K advantage here. 4 kills, 4K.
Yeah, we do have Rift Herald coming up here soon, in 5 seconds. And it does look like FFT is posturing to try and contest this, but I really don't think that they should. They need to just kind of try and stall the game and get some gold on their carries. they take this fight, it's gonna be a huge throw.
Maybe.
Yeah, Maokai is such a strong pick here. He's able to set up these objectives with the saplings.
Yeah,
So much vision.
it's very hard for them to walk in, and Maokai's was able to stabilize. Yeah, Maokai was able to stabilize like the early tempo loss against Vakuto because Vakuto's just died just a little bit too much.
Yep. Yeah, Black F8 does have a 400 gold lead despite being behind 3 camps. Or 2 camps.
Oh, that lands.
Ooh, what a great hook there onto Just Rush, and now Just Rush is going to fall to Bowkeeper. Bowkeeper stacking up the kills for himself, making the Callista look good.
Yep.
Eviction on that Thresh.
Yeah, and Callista's
into a
gonna
counter
be
matchup.
Oh, we have a little bit of an engage here on a
that's the
P
thing.
Street. I think that is my least favorite
Combo.
thing of Akali. She can
Yeah.
ult and then E mid ult and it's guaranteed to hit. It is the dumbest thing ever. No champion should be able to do that.
I
but
didn't
here
even
we
realize
are.
that was the thing. But I just know that, yeah, that's something I see. P-Shoot executes that very well, very often.
Ezreal used to be able to do that with his EQ, but they removed it. So why don't they remove this? I feel like Akali's way more of an impressive champion.
True.
Black Effect could get seed, but no. Oh my god, sorry.
Yeah, FAT now has a 5k gold lead. It's looking really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tigan
this is doing
finally
good.
hitting an ultimate, but they're not going to be able to turn it into anything.
Yeah, on the Thresh
No.
there, not what you want.
He doesn't even have his Bork yet. He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's massively behind. Everyone on the side of FFT are just so behind.
Yep. Yeah, from this point, dragon stacking isn't really a win con for either team. So I feel like FAT is just going to slowly whittle down the space, look for the Baron at 20 minutes, and I don't think there's really much FFT can do to stop them from setting up that Baron.
Yeah, Coach Ray trying to start something on a P Street. He does take the Akali ultimate, and now that's going to be both Akali ultimates used, but I feel like P Street's a little bit safer. But here comes Vakuto. TP coming in, but it gets stopped by Mad Chef, so a clutch stop there means that they can stay safe. And now Keiko said could be in trouble. He does miss the Q, but Black F8 is here to assist. Can they do more? The root comes in, the pullback comes through. The Qs are not necessarily connecting perfectly, but it should be enough. But a kill actually for Mad Chef. That's gonna be Black F8 on the run.
Yeah, Black F8 played that really well. He waited for Mad Chef to get a little bit closer.
Oh, what a lantern. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, if Vakuto could have stopped.
Oh,
this
what a
quickly.
hook!
Oh,
But
what
that's going to be
the
Vakuto's flash. Get away from Bowkeeper's onslaught with Eviction's hooks. But here comes another hook. It doesn't go in.
Oh, God, that would have
and that
tricked me.
Varus ultis aren't quite there for the boy, but Bowkeeper should fall. That's a huge shutdown for Tygoon, and now Eviction is in trouble. This should be another kill. Vakuto picking it up for himself.
They're throwing!
Yeah, that should open up Dragon here, I think. 30 seconds, 20 seconds on respawns.
Okay, I lied.
Getting a little sloppy there in the top and mid.
Dragon is definitely a win con for FFT if they can stall out this game.
Black Fate dead here? Then
Yeah. Black F8 looks like they might get caught. The root does come in. That's a lot of damage, so that should dissuade any Dragon contestation unless the Aatrox can do some work, but the Q does not connect. That's gonna be the Dragon started. They need Silas to move up. Coach Ray, you gotta be here for the boys.
This could be a throw. Matt Chef does have TP, so he could get a flank angle on one of those wards, and this could look really, really bad for FAT.
Oh, but P Street does damage so fast it doesn't even give time for the Renekton to get there. And that's going to be Aatrox and P Street doing some work, but P Street finally falls. And now Aatrox is looking while Medchef is on the backside. That's going to be Bookkeeper dropped super low, but Coach Ray coming in with a lot of damage, a lot of healing, and Aatrox has to be on the run, but Aatrox flashes the E, and does he pick up the kill? He does.
Ooh.
The Dragon will be secured by FFT.
Yeah, that was definitely a nail biter. FAT, that could have been a huge throw if that play did not go in their favor. P Street played it really well.
Who got the shutdown on P Street?
I believe or no, it wasn't Varus. It was. I think it was
Trundle.
Trundle got it.
I don't think that's bad. I don't think you hate that as FFT. I think you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, Trundle can definitely become a force to be reckoned with, especially if Black F8 starts going more tanky builds. He can take a lot of stats, but it looks like he is opting for the more AP focused one, which is not necessarily good because now Varus is going to be able to shred through your team.
And he does have, he has the first strike.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that FAT could get outscaled this game. FFT is definitely playing.
Just Relish in trouble, and that's going to be Bowkeeper picking up a solo kill for himself. That is the power of a fed Callista.
Oh my goodness. You're saying about getting outscaled. Still fair. Still a fair point. They do have a lot of objective priority with Callista, although...
Yeah, Aatrox doesn't have teleport up yet, so
yo,
they're not going to be able to do much, but
so...
P-Street's going to get caught out, and he's going to get stunned and locked. That's going to be Coach Ray picking up a kill onto P-Street.
That Baron tore Maokai up. He's so not tanky.
Yeah, that is the problem with the
Maokai's
AP.
Build?
He's doing the AP build because he doesn't want Trundle stealing those stats, but it could cost them. Now Bopto going to get hooked, but it's not going to be enough damage to do anything worth note. That will be a tower secured for FFT, while Aatrox puts some pressure on the bot side.
This opens up an angle for FAT to start the Baron again.
Trundle stance, is that worth it?
Yeah.
FAT might start the Baron.
I don't. It's a little dangerous. I feel like because there are TPs up by Silas. Silas can definitely delay for a decent amount of time, but Tygoon gonna get spotted and caught out by the Aatrox, and that's gonna be the AD carry falling, and that means that the Baron is 100% on the table now.
Looks like they want the tier 2 instead, though.
Alright, Aatrox gonna get engaged on here by Bopperto and Coach Ray. Bopperto drops the ultimate onto him to steal some stats away, but it is not gonna be enough. They do not feel like they can take that fight, especially with Baron, with the opponents having a huge Baron advantage.
They know where the jungle is.
Yeah, I don't know if Trundle's going to be able to get here in time, but if he can, he's going to have to do a heroic play with his flash. But Coach Ray fighting the Aatrox, misses the E, which is a pretty crucial thing to hit. Ignite goes down onto Aatrox, and he is rooted and stunned by the Morgana. So this should be him falling, except Coach Ray misses the E once again, and the healing is just too much to deal with. The E's aren't there. The E's are not there.
Yeah. FAT did have to pull off the Baron. I think that this Maokai build is definitely coming back.
He's just not. He can't tank it. This is crazy.
They can't start this. If they start this, FFT could definitely contest this because they're all going to be pretty low, pretty chunked.
Varus has the ultimate as well. A TP coming in by Coach Ray. Let's see what they can do. Can they get there in time? Maokai ultimate does get dropped. Roots up 2. That should be the Baron falling before Bopito can get unrooted. And the Varus ult comes in late and hits no one.
Yeah, FFT just didn't move fast enough. But if FFT moved in time, I definitely think that could have been a huge throw for FAT.
Oh, Coach Ray looking onto the Maokai, and just look how fast Maokai dies.
Yeah, he just...
Black F8 doesn't have the damage. Yeah. Here comes the Maokai ulti. Is it going to be enough to kill him?
Oh, no.
Oh, nope. He's going to get the lantern to get out. Oh, that's a nice root there. But here comes P-Street trying to get some damage in. P-Street does get knocked up along with the hook onto Just Relish. Just Relish is going to fall, but P-Street falls in quick succession. But here comes the Aatrox. Aatrox is so hard to kill, but he is now taking some damage. Raptor trying to get as much in as he can. It is a 4v4. Tygoon doesn't have ultimate. And Coach Ray is on the sidelines looking for an engage. The hook goes out, but it doesn't connect.
This dragon's coming up.
Yeah, Dragon. This should be in FAT's favor. Oh, match F messing up the dash. Looks like they are gonna attempt a contest here. Tygoon's ultimate almost up, but that is some big damage from the Maokai E.
Yeah, the comp drafted by FAT definitely shines at taking these objectives, so they're doing a good job.
Callista is a beast at that for sure, 100%.
Mic off.
Although the Maokai build, if he was a bit tankier, he would be able to tank the Baron. So they should have gotten Baron a long time ago.
Mic on.
Maokai is squishier than many other members of this team.
Yeah.
Maokai's under 2k HP, that last I saw.
Yeah, he is building the Aegis, so I think he is going to opt for the Radiant Virtue.
Maokai has 500 less HP than Akali. Less than Aatrox, of course. Less than Thresh.
AP items are balanced. Promise. AP items are balanced. You can be tankier than the tank, and I'm kind of I'm so confused at what FFT can do here. Like, they're losing every team fight. It feels like they're down 5k, down a Baron, equal in Dragons. Yeah, but
I think FFZ is doing good though. Like they're just farming up, stalling out the game, and I think if this game goes late, I think that they have a chance. So you see it in the team fights. FAT is barely winning these team fights, even though they're getting insane engages. So.
And even though they're so heady willing, so they're winning these. They haven't really snowballed this lead. This lead hasn't grown a lot recently.
No.
Like, this has been like this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we definitely want to see some more proactive play out of FAT. They haven't gotten anything done with this Baron, and that's exactly what FFT wants. To stall out this game and
try to scale.
possibly-
Yeah, they just need to try to scale. But it's going to be so hard against this Aatrox, against this already fed Callista. That's going to be the ultimate down onto Maokai, and he's going to be able to get it, but the ultimate, the auto comes in from Tygoon. That's
I
going to be...
think the squishiness of Maokai is definitely going to help FFT get back into this game, because Jesus Christ, he just gets exploded by everything.
He's got the Radiant Virtue now.
Yeah, he's trying to make up for the sins of the build.
Let's take a look at the gold charts. So, Aatrox had 2k gold. Maokai down 600. Mid lane up almost 2.5 gold. Bot lanes are actually even, so that's a great look for FFT. I mean, Tygoon being equal with his counterpart is huge.
Yep. Yeah, and I think Tygoon's gonna be able to do more damage than this Callista in these fights.
If he can hit his ult. He's missed a
Yeah.
fair few bits
He's
of ult.
struggled to do, so... But yeah, the game is definitely slowing down, and that's exactly what FFT wants. I think FAT, they got one tower with the Baron. They got the bot tier 2 with the Baron, and that's just not a very good look. I think they need to end this game soon.
Yes.
That they do. I mean, Baron almost up again. They're gonna need the Baron to siege. I feel like they don't have the
Yep.
greatest siege potential. Morgana is very good at stopping that. Callista doesn't have the greatest amount of range, so there's definitely a lot of struggles here. But Just Relish gonna walk right into it, but the hook doesn't connect. But the flay is enough.
Does not matter.
The classic.
Yeah, trying to get vision on that Baron, but it's just so hard to do by yourself when you're this behind.
Yep.
And you have to
Yeah,
know,
just don't-
you have to know that they're in there, especially with how pushed Aatrox is there. But now Aatrox gonna get engaged on here by Mad Chef and Boppito. Boppito steals some stats away, and that's gonna be the shutdown for him. Now Inviction could be in trouble. A huge Maokai ultimate for a triple root, but is it gonna be enough? A flash forward by Mad Chef to try to get some CC. Shutdown
still
for
losing
the
these fights.
Tygoon, and that's gonna
So
be a
much
double
damage.
kill. And now the Akali is going to
Yeah,
fall.
he's gonna
That
die
TP
too, yeah.
was a little bit too late, and now this could be spilling trouble for FAT. but he jumps over the wall. Bobrito flashes over, and that's going to be the kill, and that should be the Baron.
That's gonna be the Baron. What went wrong there?
Yep.
What went wrong?
I think from this point,
They're just
FFZ's in control.
They've scaled,
big
boys.
throws.
They've scaled.
The thing that went wrong there is that the carries went in one at a time. So Aatrox went in, got stunned up, and one shot by the virus. And then after that, Akali TP'd after the fight was already over. And so their two main damage dealers for the side of FAT were dead for no reason without being able to do damage.
Yeah, and that's going to be soul point for FFT, and this is a great look for them. Like, this Baron is going to give them...
Baron.
Yeah, this Baron's going to be
Evens out
so
the team.
much. Yeah, it's bad for FAT now.
Yeah. It really just comes down to, like, when they were using the Baron, they weren't able to get anything done because their sieging is so bad. And I think that FFT is going to be able to get a lot of gold, or a lot of towers off the map with the Baron here.
Varus is strong. Sorry, I
Yep.
just had to put that in there. Like, he's
He
been
is.
able to keep up with this Kalista who got such a huge early lead, and it is
And I think
gonna
he
be rough.
scales better with this build.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
Kalista definitely does get outscaled. Like, Kalista's not useless late game, but her power is definitely in that early to mid game.
Yep.
And just like Black F8, 4 levels down against Mad Chef,
Yeah,
and
4 levels down. Yeah.
things are rough. And now they're going to try to crack open this base and finish this gold and make everything equal. We're almost at the point where gold doesn't matter. About 10 more K on either side. Once they hit that like 65 to 70K mark, gold starts to matter less and less.
Yep.
But gold has been equalized, and for once in this series, FFT is going to be ahead of gold.
Yep. And right there, they just got 2
They're
towers with the
doing-
Baron.
Yeah,
so-
they're doing a lot with this Baron. They're able to do more with this lead that they've garnered now.
Yep.
Easier for them to break open the base.
And they've still got some seconds on this Baron. They could look to try and siege top lane, perhaps, but Baron will expire here soon. Yeah, and now for the first time in this game, FFT is taking the gold lead.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what they want.
We have item advantage here for the Varus. Item equalization for the mid laners, and jungle always had the item advantage as well. And top lane has finally equalized the items. And I feel like Renekton has hit the point where he's not scared to side lane anymore.
Yep. And crucially, for the side of FFT, they've got a lot of anti-heal, and that's really going to shut down this Aatrox.
Yeah, here comes the look onto Peachtree. Peachtree does get pillared up, but the Shroud is going to be enough. But this should still be the tower falling. He does get rooted by the Varus ultimate. But then Maokai ults forward and tries to flash forward onto Tygoon. Morgana's going to have to drop the Hourglass, but he does fall. Actually, he doesn't fall, but Bobrito is trying to do so much work here. Tygoon is getting so much damage in. No one can seem to complete this kill, and that's going to be a 4-for-1 in favor of FFT, and this could be a game-ending push. It's just fresh for 40 minutes, and it looks like FFT is going to bring it to game number 3.
Yep. The Varus just outscaled super hard.
Yeah. And now we're going to have to see, can FFT do it again? Can they get the reverse mini sweep and get further into the gauntlet than what everyone was expecting? Minus me, I called it.
It is.
3-1
What a
victory.
game.
Or 2-1
22
victory.
to 22. Now for FFT to kind of analyze what they did wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
The question is-
I think they played with their food.
Ita's going to go in there and be like, what are you guys doing?
There he goes.
All right, well, we're going to send it off to a break while we get things ready for the final game of the night. Once again, FFT is in the 1-1 situation. Will they be able to pull it off? Will they be able to see the one team they beat in regular season, and that is going to be LRE? Let's see what they can do. And honestly, the prophecy still alive.
Mic off.
Call down the reckoning, bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. crashing down. All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the
Mic on.
All right, here we are. We're in the draft for the final game of the night. Can FFT make the dream run? Can they keep this gauntlet run alive? Or will FAT squash their hopes? I'm joined by Vimstat and Ito. Well, Ito's not. Oh, there he is. Ito's now here. But let's get this show on the road. Already, FFT putting a lot of bans on the bot side. Same for FFT, or both of them. I'm confusing
I
myself.
expected that. I think they expected that too. Everyone expected that.
Yeah.
I essentially told them I didn't hate their draft. I think it was their execution. I think they did what they set out to do with that draft, and I think they just didn't finish it. I think they set it up, but they didn't knock it down. You know what I mean? Like, they got up to a 7K lead. They were like so far ahead at some point that Frostbyte says, how does the other team get back into this? Well, I think it ended up with sloppy play from FAT. I think they got caught out in moments when they shouldn't have. I think they failed to get objective that they should have a little bit earlier whenever they failed to get Maokai to tank the Baron. I think in that case, if they can't do that, maybe they push for vision control and then they try to do like death pushes, like catch them out in rotation, or maybe bait the Baron and then catch them out as they rotate over.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
They were doing
I feel
a
like that would
lot
have been
of
cleaner
that.
execution.
They were doing a lot of that in game number 1, but we didn't see too
Yeah.
much of that in the second game. And it gave FFT time to scale up and finally get the advantages that they need. But already, here comes the Ashe pick for FFT, something that Tygoon's known for, along with his Caitlyn. So things are looking pretty decent for the first pick of FFT, and it's going to be quickly answered with the Varus Thresh. So once again, Eviction on the Thresh. He did a lot of work, and this time they have the Varus, they have the scaling, so it's not going to be the same story.
Yeah,
The
it's
Morgana
gonna be a
is
lot
such a good
easier to
answer into
scale
Thresh.
on Varus as well, or it's gonna be a lot easier to siege on Varus and take these objectives.
Ooh, the Blitzcrank. Destrel's going to pull it out again. He did work with it.
Yeah, immobile
Yeah, he
Varus.
did.
And in the first match versus BBC.
Yep.
BBC Blitzcrank, yeah. And then the Malk. Okay. A lot of meta junglers here being flashed.
I do want to see a carry jungler from Voperto. I think if Voperto's on a carry jungler,
well, he's
he
playing
can
Lilia.
really get a huge lead and
Would you consider Lilia a carry jungler? I think she can carry. I think early on she doesn't do as much, but I think she definitely is capable of carrying.
Yeah, Lilia is a very oppressive champ to play against, especially for what FAT has lined up right now. Their stuff is very dependent on landing the skill shots. So as long as Lilia is able to use that movement speed and dodge out, it will be good. But Vi will be able to lock her down.
Yeah, Vi. Yeah, no, avoiding Vi.
But I don't think it's that good of a pick because Blitzcrank, as soon as Vi goes in, Blitzcrank's going to be there to stop her from doing anything else.
Just like with his whole team, Eve and knock up stuff and Bulls, okay.
Also, I got some insight on the Trundle pick, by the way, because I was curious. Were they listening to the stream? Because I would have been shaming them. Apparently, Coach Ray thought he was jungle, and locked it in before realizing what the hell was going on.
Oh, interesting.
Because that is definitely something that Vaputo rarely pulls out. Apparently, Vaputo
I
wanted to
see.
go Wukong.
Okay.
But honestly, I think the Trundle pick was much better
They won.
than the Wukong.
They won, and it was
They
super.
worked out.
And the Trundle did work, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, happy accidents.
All right, we got the Garen and Malphite ban against Mad Chef, so they're really starting to target the pool of Mad Chef, and I felt like it makes sense because he's definitely been the weak side for most of these games. The only time he hasn't been weak is when he's on that Garen. Maybe FFT bans Akali here. I felt like Akali was doing a lot of work, but still scared of that Peace Street's Twisted Fate, and it makes sense. Peace Street, when I've seen him on Twisted Fate, absolute power. Definitely a terrifying player to have that on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Look
good
at
mids up. I expect like Oriana Syndra are up. Like right? Like that's
Yeah, but it's gonna. I think that's P Street's
both.
Jace. I mean, Keiko said
Could
has been
be.
known to play Jace, but
Yeah.
I've seen P Street do work with that champion. So I'd love to see it mid, but it's probably gonna be based off the matchup. So honestly,
Yeah, they
FFT
can flex
needs to
it.
look to double counter here. I think.
Double counter Jace.
Yeah, that's the best
Make sure.
scenario.
That's fair.
We got the Renekton, a pretty decent matchup, I think, for him in the top side. Jace does have a lot of poke, but Renekton can get on top of him pretty easily. So Mad Chef, once again, a lot of pressure is going to be put onto him to not lose that early matchup. And let's see what Coach Ray decides to pull out.
Renekton's a pretty easy champion to do that on. He's
To do
very
well.
easy to execute and really strong early game.
Yes.
Ooh, is that a Scion? Oh, that is a Scion mid for sure.
Oh.
How do you know?
Scion mid, well known by Coach. I think Coach Prey has done that quite a bit for FFC.
Because
think
who's
FFC has
playing
played the
Renekton
Scion
mid? Who is playing
Back
Renekton
whenever
mid?
they had
don't know.
that jungler. Interesting. So now, what do you pick into that? Do we have a Cassiopeia player? Like I don't know. What do you pick mid into Scion?
Yeah, P Street is gonna have to
Doesn't
pull out.
feel bad.
Yeah, P Street's gonna have to pull out something insane here. It's gonna be the brand.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Oh, how interesting.
The only problem I see with Brand is once his ult's down, if he can't get the correct bounces, it is going to be bad. And he also has no escape once Scion gets level 6 and Lilia is level 6, and they have a Blitzcrank. Who is taking the Blitzcrank cook here? Every one of their champions are squishy. Vi is like pseudo tank, like a bruiser, but she doesn't get that tanky, especially if she goes to lethality build. So things can look a little rough if Blitzcrank can find some cooks.
Yeah, I would say FAT is heavily outdrafted this game. FFT's comp is just really easy to execute, and it's going to be really easy for them to get picks.
They're both battling for their tournament lives here in this game.
Some spicy picks coming out.
The brand is so spicy. I don't like it. I wonder if there's more spice here than I realize. I'm looking forward to it.
I would like it if Brand was jungle and Vi was mid.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was like, isn't brand jungle a thing these days?
Bro, I think Brand jungle is so bad. Every solo queue jungler I see that plays Brand ints so hard.
I'm 7-0 on Brand in solo queue.
Listen, you don't play with these rats that I play with.
I'm playing in
Brand is
D4
actually
lobbies right now.
like a tier 3. It's a tier 3 jungler right now. I was just looking this up earlier today because someone was telling me that brand jungle's a thing. I was like, excuse me? I looked it up. He's better in jungle than he is in support. What?
Brand is OP. I'm not gonna lie. He can do a 250 clear if you do it right.
He has
So-
a over 50% win rate in the jungle. It's that to me is insanity. I would love to see this not be brand mid.
Yeah, I really do hope it's Brand jungle. I think Vi can
No
win
shot you guys think this is Vi mid. You guys are psychos.
Vi mid would be better in the Scion.
Vi mid, I think would be better at the Scion, right?
How is Vi ever gonna kill Scion?
Vi doesn't have to kill Scion.
Yeah, but if you can't kill Scion, then he's gonna infinitely scale, and then you have a whole different problem, right?
Yeah.
But you
I
see,
mean-
Vi just has to wait, just has to survive the lane, and Brand jungle can come and gank and kill Scion.
I don't know.
And then in late game fights, you still have Brand.
Well, by the time that Brand gets to the point where he can gank Scion, Lilia is going to be level 6 as well, because I feel like you need the Brand level 6 if you're going to try to gank him. And then you have to
Really?
deal...
Why?
Because Brand...
For damage?
Yeah, for damage. Like, you can't kill Scion fast, especially when you have no items. Unless you're able to bully him consistently. Like, Brand's not going to 100-0 Scion at a smite item, right? Like, there ain't no way.
Like level 3.
Yeah, it can't happen.
I think I was just like if just the combination of Brand and Vi.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the same thing. Because is laning Brand going to do a better job?
Well,
Just because I guess
so
because you'll be harassing.
able to,
with W.
you'll be able to harass him. So when Vi comes, he'll be at least half HP, and then you definitely have a chance.
Let's see.
That's my idea behind it, but
I just thought it'd be super
I don't-
spicy.
I don't think you've seen a good Brand jungle yet. I think that's the problem here.
no, I've
This
definitely.
Brand is already interesting to me. Like I was like, I mean, I expected some type of anti-tank mage, which
Tavian.
Brand is one of them. I thought something else, man. I didn't expect
The day that Tavian pulls out Brand Jungle in the sister team for Koi, off the team. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, it could get us to the finals this year. So,
Oh God.
I'm
Oh
just
God.
saying.
You think your team? You think your team's gonna let you
keep
play
talking
Brand
down on
Jungle?
it.
Wait,
Just
wait, wait. You
wait.
think? Wait, time out. You think your team's gonna let you lock in Brand
Yeah.
Jungle?
Flirting, if you're watching this, tell Jack I'm playing Brand.
Oh God. Oh God.
I am playing Brand. I don't care. I'm playing it in the
Alright.
semifinals.
the maps are losing. What?
Alright. Anyways, we're gonna send it off to a break while we let into the Rift for the final game of the day, for the final life that both FFT and FAT have in the gauntlet. Let's gonna see who comes out on top. We will be back in just 3 minutes.
Mic off.
We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
We're back from the dead. Back from the dead. Back from the dead.
Mic on.
All right, everybody, we are on the Rift for the final game of the night between FFZ and FFT. Ito and Vimstat, are you guys ready?
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Let me get to 10. All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 11, 12, 13.
There with you.
All right, let's do this. Let's see if FFT has what it takes to once again get the miniature reverse sweep and pull back the Gauntlet hope.
This is gonna be a spicy early game. We've got 2 hook champions.
Yeah, let's hope that Just Relish learned from his mistake last series and he actually doesn't get like pre-hooked here. That's perfect. He already threw the hook.
Yep.
They didn't see anyone, but at least he didn't get caught out by another hook.
Yep. He did adapt. Good adaptation. This is a smart play from FAT. They scouted out that bush and just chilled. Fun. Coach Ray's doing a little bit of styling on them in the mid lane.
Is that fireproof?
Let's see what this brand can do. I feel like this game is going to pivot on this brand pick massively. If brand loses,
Very interesting.
if brand loses, I just feel like FAT doesn't have
No.
a lot of hope. Like, yeah, they have the Varus, but this lane is not easy for Varus. Like, Blitzcrank is honestly, in my opinion, a great matchup for against the Thresh because, yeah, Thresh can throw his hook out, but if that hook goes wide or hits the wrong target, Blitzcrank's hook is a lot better and a lot faster.
Yep.
And also, we've already seen Just Relish's Blitzcrank once, and he was able to guarantee freeze after freeze for Daigoon. Oh, okay, both hooks going wide.
I think Vampirdo might look for something top early here. By the way he's pathing. He started Wolves, so he's definitely looking like if Ghosted does push out this lane a little bit too much, and Mad Chef is able to get him chunked a little bit, I can see Lilia going top.
Ooh, flash forward by the Thresh into the flame. Tycoon's going to get CC'd, but Boatkeeper also gets hooked. But the exhaust should be enough to win them the fight. But both AD carries going to get dropped super low. And that's going to be them walking away with their lives. But just like we said, the hook versus hook, it is deadly for both teams. Whose hook's on a shorter cooldown? Blitzcrank, 18 seconds. Thresh's
I'd imagine
19.
Thresh whenever he hits it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the Thresh.
If Thresh hits
Thresh
it,
make
it goes down to
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
But here comes the buy with the early gank topside, so Mad Chef's gonna get caught
this
out.
is
And
not who
Mad-
we thought was gonna get
Yep.
first. I thought that was gonna be Lilia up top first. What happened?
yeah, that is
That was
gonna
a
be
really good
Wait, she went back bot. Wait,
yeah,
she started
that,
Wolves.
So that's
Interesting.
if Lilia wants a leashless clear, she has to start Wolves because she has so much AoE damage. It's the same as starting Raptor if she wants red side.
Mm.
But here comes the Lilia. Ping's going down. No wards to spot this out. Now Just Relish moving forward, and Boatkeeper's going to get caught by the slow, so this should be Boatkeeper falling. Tygoon auto the right character. There you go. That's one kill for Tygoon, and that's going to be a kill for Vapto. So, yeah, they got
Okay.
first blood topside, but Lilia showing that her gank just a little bit better.
That was a really heads-up play from Vampirdo, knowing that bot lane burned a lot of sums in the early skirmish is really good for them. And crucially, Lilia and Ashe split the gold there, so both their carries are going to be pretty far ahead from this.
Yeah, and now it's just
Coach Ray isn't losing too hard in the mid lane here. He's actually up in CS.
Yeah,
So-
Brand's kill potential is going to be a little bit delayed until he can get more than likely Leandre's Torment, I would say, or some aid from the Vi.
Sion's W actually just blocks the entire combo from Brand. So pretty rough.
Ooh, maybe if that Q hits, he gets some damage there.
Brand will start doing damage to him. Like if he can get his passive on him, it'll start doing damage.
I'm curious at which Coach Ray goes here first item. Like, typically you see the Heartsteel come out by the Sion, but honestly, I would
you're
love to
looking
see like a Force of Nature, potentially.
I think Abyssal would be better.
Or Abyssal for the Lilia. You are right.
And it's also a lot cheaper.
Oh, here comes the trade-in. Mad Chef looking on to Keiko Zed. Keiko Zed is going to be able to get away, but he does get stunned up, and now, just maybe, oh, Mad Chef picking up the kill.
Yep. And while that play was going on top lane, Vi was able to come in here and bully Voperto a little bit, and he's looking to get a kill here.
Yeah, he does flash forward. He does hit the knockup. Valperto's going to have to drop his flash as well.
Flash for flash.
So that's going to be a camp loss for Valperto.
This is something that Vi can't
Nope,
do.
Wait,
he got it with
early.
Wait,
Burn.
he got it. The burn stole the camp away.
What?
That's sucks.
That's so bad. It's
That's
so
sick.
bad. Oh, no.
That
I mean, this is a really
that was
heads-up play
intentional.
from
That
Black
was just
F8.
Roberto being-
Yeah, I mean, at least Black F8's going to be able to steal one camp. But here comes Just Relish once again looking on a Bowkeeper. He's going to get some CC. He's going to get the pull. And Eviction's trying to do as much as he can to keep him alive. He does connect the hook onto Tygoon, but he is going to have to back. Surely, Bowkeeper, you cannot stay in this lane. There's so much
Tygoon's
poke
Zion
damage
looking
from
for something,
Tygoon.
yeah.
Yeah, you can just W him until he's dead.
That or Just Relish just hex flash forward and the hook.
Uh-oh, Sion.
Here comes the Sion ulti from the flank. That's going to be a kill for
Yeah.
Coach Ray. These plays are
That's a
huge. The hook
sick-
onto Tygoon, but Just Relish is the one tanking.
Sick.
And that's going to be a kill picked up, and now Just Relish is going to have to run. Vopto in a precarious situation. Black F8's looking for a
he's dead.
kill, but the slows from Tygoon should be able to keep him alive along with a knockup from
Brand
Coach Ray.
Oh.
Brand
Brand
ulted
ulti?
onto Tygoon. Tygoon's going to fall. Just Relish might burn. Yes, he does. So it's gonna be
That's
2
really
for
big
2.
for them.
Yeah. They definitely needed that to keep the tempo not too far gone.
How did Silent get all the way back there?
Yeah,
by
Sion
the
just
way?
walked all the way back there. Yeah.
I was
Went the
about
long
to
way.
get that.
Sion just completely undetected. Is that going to be a dragon for FAT?
They've got some really deep vision in FAT's jungle.
No, they do. I guess that's probably a Sion walked all the way around. Like, might as well drop some wards while I'm walking through here.
I hope we don't see another Chemtech soul this game.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah. But yeah, stealing away that Cloud Drake is really good for FAT. Denying Lilia that extra movement speed is
I feel
really
like
good.
Brand keeps playing so far up. Considering the lane that he's in, like, he could just get ulted on and die.
Yeah, things are definitely looking a little bit precarious. He does get the stun off though, but that's not going to fully put his
hasn't
Q
been
on the
able to get the
cooldown.
passive
The
off.
knockup does connect. And now Black F8 looking on the top side for Keiko said, but Matchef's going to pop the ultimate and he's going to pop down some damage.
Ooh.
Keiko said could
No
be in danger.
ultimate
The
for-
burn gets him, and now
Oh,
Black
Vi
F8
doesn't have ulti.
Black F8 could be in trouble if he doesn't get away. Matchef might look for some dashes, but it's not going to be looking like that's the angle. So, big pickup there for Keiko said, or sorry, Matchef.
Yep. And Voperto gets both of these camps, the Raptors and the Krugs here. Krugs are going to give her enough experience to get level 6. And that should be enough to secure this Rift Herald.
Ooh, Peace
I
Tree.
feel like I've seen no Brand passives.
There it
There's
is.
the first one.
But it doesn't do that much right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Ray has the ultimate. He could honestly, if he hits an E slow here, nope. Okay, he's not gonna pull the trigger quite yet. P Street does have his flash, so
And Voperto is just going to start up this Rift Herald, and it should be free. Like, there's not much they can do. Black F8 did just hit level
as opposed
6.
to previous games, FAT does not have the advantage in these lanes early.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Vi is going to look for something bot lane with this level 6 tempo.
yeah. Matchup once again looking on top of Keiko said, looking for an aggressive trade, but he does get the short end of the stick there. Luckily, Renekton known for having a lot of health regen in lane.
Yep. Black F8 actually just wasted like 30 seconds sitting at the wall.
Oh, Eviction is going to connect the hook, but the Science going to go out along with the Ashe ultimate. But the Vi ult onto the Ashe, will it be enough? Can they get away? It doesn't look like it. That's going to be Black F8 dropped to about 20 HP.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, drops to very low.
Yeah, who got that kill there? Was that Vi? Or was that Varus? Is there Vi or Varus? If it was Varus, good. If it was Vi, not too good.
I'm pretty sure it was Vi.
too. I want to see if they can do something in this top side. Things
Oh no, wait, it
progress
was definitely
bounces.
Varus since he has no assists.
Oh, true.
Oh, true.
Yeah, this mid lane matchup is actually looking Sion favored.
Yeah, Zion's mad chilling, bro. I feel like you would even. I think you would prefer to just pick the normal mage here.
Cyan doesn't even care about the MR, bro. He's just going Sunfire Cape
No.
first.
I mean, Brand's not a bad mage. It's just P Street's gonna have to do really well about landing all of his skill shots.
Yeah,
Or he's not gonna do any damage.
Mad Chef is putting in some work on the top side. I'm not gonna lie.
He's really winning these
He
trades
is.
up there. He doesn't care. Look at that man. He doesn't care.
How much
Okay,
passive
yeah.
has he got? 361 already.
Jeez.
P Street. Once P Street gets this Leandri's Torment, though, I think that he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to make
He's
sound.
really close to it. He only needs 100 more gold to get it, so he's gonna look for one more wave and then a reset would be my guess. And something interesting is Sion went for the Bobby Cinder first. Right?
Infection's gonna get caught by the hook, but the counter hook is gonna be dropped. Ash got the ultimate onto Bowkeeper, but Bowkeeper is gonna
but
use the cleanse.
look at
With a
where
double
Lilia is.
sleep. Here it comes.
Ooh.
Vaporto flashing over the wall. He's
Yeah.
gonna be able to pick up a double for himself. And that is huge. Lilia being ahead and fed is dangerous.
It is.
There is
They're
no.
gonna
There
be
is
able to
neutral
do this
objective. Okay, there is a dragon spawning.
Once again, Mad Chef looking on to Gecko Zed. Gecko Zed is not going to be able to kick him away. He already used his knockback. He's going to have to flash the wall, but Mad Chef insta-flash instead. So that's going to be a flash for flash. It was a nice attempt, but wasn't able to hold through. Dragon started up by
They
Vaporto.
didn't stick with them.
Wait, Vaporto isn't getting help. Where's the help?
Yeah,
Vaporto.
there's no help. Are they aware?
They have to be there.
Wait,
They had a
yeah,
war.
yeah,
Here comes
yeah.
Black Up Fate. Flashes forward, knocks Vaporto up, and along with the ultimate, so it's going to be Vaporto falling.
Just no help. And then
Huge
they just
shutdown.
released the dragon.
Huge
They
shutdown
just
for P
did
Street.
not help.
Vaporto is definitely
Interesting.
Vaporto. This is Vaporto's comms right now. Bot gap. All right.
I mean,
What?
Yep.
He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. That is a bot gap. And a top gap. Like, Mad Chef definitely should have been TPing there.
I'm surprised no one was there. Like literally no one.
Yeah.
Okay. They
that-
got the kill. Like that was a easy dragon. For them,
That
but,
was
I
a
mean,
huge shutdown for the brand as
Yeah.
well.
yeah.
Yeah,
definitely
you
a
didn't
bot
want
gap.
the brand is not who you want gold on because like brand will be able to start doing a lot more in this mid lane with gold and priority, and yeah. If you're FAT, you're very happy with that because you kind of needed a boon. That double kill there was definitely making them super far behind. So that
Yep.
was kind of a FFZ or FFT sending them a little a nice little present to keep them in the game.
And FAT does have this dragon stacking going, which
This
will be really
Blue
good for them.
Ward being behind this red pit for so long is like it's bothering me. Like, how is no one?
Oh, Coach Ray gonna
Oh.
slot out Black Up Fate. He's gonna get slowed. Will Vaporto be able to get it? He does get the E and the knockup on the Black Up Fate. Black Up Fate is in danger. He gets slept.
There's a
P Street's
drowsy.
trying to get some damage in return, but he's not gonna be able to get enough. Now they're looking for a dive under the tier 2.
Ooh,
P
they're
Street is gonna
looking for a
burn.
lot.
But Coach Ray and Vaporto both gonna fall. Will they be able to get the kill on the Keiko Zed with Mad Chef being there?
So
It looks like they are, so it's gonna be a 3 for 2 in advantage of FFT.
It's really good for the brand. So it's going to be on P Street's
Another
back
2
to
kills
carry
for
FAT.
brand. yeah.
Oh, hook
That's
on
right.
to
Didn't expect that.
Bowkeeper. The Lantern keeps him safe, though.
Oh, but the tower's done.
Yeah, it's going to be first tower falling.
I think it was that early dive from the Scion was so good for them. You see this vision. I think FFT is really winning this vision game right now too.
Yeah, if we take a look at the gold charts right now, Renekton up 1.3 or 1,300. Vaporto up 2,000. P Street up 1,000. Tygoon up 1,000, and then Blitzcrank up 700.
Yeah, up 4K here.
I mean, that is where you want the gold leads to be, in the Ashe and in the Lilia. So
Yeah, and on the reverse side, P Street is the guy you need the gold on.
Yep.
So Both teams getting exactly what they want.
The thing that's a little bit weird about Brand is that his AP scaling is not great in comparison.
Yeah,
to
we
others.
do have a
Essentially
gank
built around
in the
making
mid
support.
lane, but we're going to look at this top fight instead. Matchchef and Keiko said going at it once again, and Sion's just going to walk away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Vaporto, what are you going to do? But Just Loach is here, and he gets the hook, and he gets the kill. Coach Ray picking up one for himself, and now Black Ops 8's going to have to take the Lantern out. And this should be Rift Herald falling to FFT if they actually move with their jungler this time.
Yeah. Hey, they moved. It's huge. Yeah, and I feel like Jace is not gonna be able to do anything in this game until like way later. He's not gonna be able to match this Renekton for very much longer.
Definitely struggling.
Coach Ray dropping the ultimate on the Bowkeeper. It does connect. The Blitzcrank hook goes in, gets him away from the Lantern. That's going to be a kill for Tycoon, potentially a second one. It doesn't look like it though. Peace Street trying to get down some damage of himself.
Goodness. Oh, they moved, so
Oh, the
Tycoon's
burn.
alive.
It's ticking, but it shouldn't be enough.
If that bounces, probably did a lot more damage coming out of Brand than I expected. I guess he has been picking up some gold here, some items.
The Sork shoes are really important for Brand because he just doesn't have great AP scaling, but he does scale really well with magic penetration.
I see.
I hope to see it Rylai's into a Horizon focus on
Does
Brand.
every tick of his passive get affected by MR?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so then yeah, it would be incredibly important.
And I do hope to see a Horizon focus because his burn
That
will
needed
stack
to,
it.
something there needed to land. FAT,
Oh,
they
Just
had all the
Loach's gonna
knowledge.
walk right into Black Ops 8, but Black Ops 8's
Oh, wait,
Q
what?
is going to run out, but he does
out.
get dropped. Bowkeeper's damage is just too much to handle. So this should be the third dragon and soul point in favor of FAT. Doesn't look like the Renekton. Oh, like maybe Renekton does have teleport. Maybe they look for a contest. But they don't have the Blitzcrank. So it's going to be a little risky. The hook doesn't connect.
Yeah. FAT does have all their ultimates other than Thresh, so I think that them contesting would be really bad.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give soul point here over.
Just gonna push top.
And this is a mountain soul, so not like that. Like they really need an ocean soul here to deal with the Vaporto's poke and the Ash poke.
Yeah.
But mountain soul is definitely gonna help. But the sleep goes down onto
Oh.
Keiko said. Keiko said does get slept, and here comes the damage. Here comes the knockup. And that's gonna be another kill for Vaporto. 7-2. This man is powerful.
Yeah, no, this is an impressive Lilia right there.
You asked why they banned. Oh, we got a hook by the Blitzcrank. Looks like they're trying to fight some more, but Vaporto doesn't have ultimate. Will it be enough? The Brand ulti coming in for some massive damage, but here comes Mad Chef trying to get some work in. Coach Ray gets hooked. Flash forward by Tygoon, and that's going to be a 4-for-1 potential ace here if they can complete the kill on Eviction, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. The CC is just a little bit too much. The hooks are coming in heavy, and that's going to be a kill picked up for Eviction. But back to what I was saying, you asked why they banned Lilia second game. I think we found out why.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I didn't know that Vaporto played Lilia, but I guess he does.
He used to play a lot of Lilia back in like 2 BTL seasons ago. We used to flex it a lot, top and jungle, because it was super powerful top.
I never Lilia top. Yeah. Oh, that went to Sion, I believe, right?
Yeah, Sion's really building up this passive. Let's do a stack check. He's got 762 bonus HP from his W passive. So
Big.
that is a lot of HP.
This is definitely a fight from behind here for FAT.
Yep. He's sitting on a Negatron cloak and a Bomby Cinder. I wonder what he's gonna build out of the Negatron cloak.
Surely Force of Nature, right? Or yeah, because it doesn't go in Abyssal.
I think
Mass.
Abyssal is better just because Force of Nature isn't gonna get much value with the Rylai's
Does
on Brand.
Negatron go?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
It's Negatron and the red ball thing.
Kindledom.
Yeah.
Baron on spawn.
Yep. There's not much they can do about this.
Yeah, they don't even know what's happening. They finally get a ward on it, but Baron dropped down to 7,000. Black F8 is moving. They do spot him out. The hook doesn't connect. The Ash ulti onto Keiko said. Keiko said it's going to get stunned up, and he's going to fall.
Is this reset?
Oh, it doesn't reset completely. It looks like
Oh,
they're
not
still
fully.
looking. Coach Ray is trying to get onto the backside, keep this Vi away. It looks like it's going to be a smite fight. Here they go. Hey, Coach Ray is going in to try to CC as much as they can, but Black F8 is trying to get over this wall. He doesn't get over it, though, so that's going to be Baron for FFT. And now they have to really be on the run to the hook. Does connect on the Eviction, so Eviction will fall. And now Lilia
that
looking for
was
some
not
more.
it.
But Lilia not able to get any one mark for her sleep.
Oh man, Thresh, a little bit of my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes right there. I don't know about going in right there. Off of that hook, no one can really follow you. It's into a pit full of people. The Baron's already dead. I feel like he just kind of threw his life away.
Yep. Yeah, and Black F8 was charging up the Q, but it got canceled at 3,000 HP on the Baron, and so he didn't have it up to get over the pit. To
Yeah, Vi things. It makes me wonder how much, is there a lot of Vi experience there? 'Cause we've seen a lot of charged up Qs into getting canceled at unopportune times multiple times this game, and that feels just like a Vi experience thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Ash has ultimate right here. They could definitely look for a pick. Jace
Yep.
has been seen top side. So
Oh,
Jace is
Vi
going to
is
start
in
the foot
a-
push. Yeah,
I was
Vi's
in a bad spot
the
here.
hook doesn't connect.
Oh, to sidestep it. And same with the seed.
I feel like Ash just needs
That's
to
the
fire
big
the ult
recall
here.
there.
Oh, here it comes. Ult does connect, but instantly gets cleansed. So that's going to be just Relish and Vaporto and their entire team stepping up to secure this tier 2. The siege
That's a
has
good-
begun.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about in the first or the second game. FFT has a lot of siege, and that is the difference here. They're able to use this Baron to get objectives on bot and mid to siege.
Yeah, Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. I don't think FAT can really get into this, realistically speaking.
Yep.
So this should be the Dragon secured for.
Can they do something
FFT.
with that? Now I think they just have to kind of clear waves.
It's not a big deal for FAT to drop this dragon. They've got 3 dragons, and they just need to play it slow and try to scale, similar to what FFT had to do in game 2.
Except the problem here is Ash and Lilia scale just as hard as Brandon and Varus, so they
True.
don't necessarily have the scale advantage.
Yeah, they don't
I
have
do
the-
think
it's not
that
exactly the
Jace-
same position.
Jace versus Renekton, if Jace can get back in this game, he does have the skill advantage to push FAT over.
I think they need to get out of this top lane. I think it's time to go home.
Yeah, Brand is not able to match the Scion at all, though. Scion
And
is
that's
just
unfortunate. That's the
walking wherever
entire
he
points
wants.
of Bram being picked here. Is not able to do that.
Ash
Uh-oh.
ultimate coming out, but it doesn't hit.
Good dodge from Eviction. Are those Thresh mechanics?
Mad Chef looking for to get engaged on by Black F8, but he
Oh, they
has
do
2
not
levels.
do the damage. They do
Yeah,
not
Mad
do
Chef,
damage.
Mad Chef
In
is
fact,
2
they may
levels
die
up.
here.
Yeah, Keiko said in a little bit of a rough
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
He does get the lantern, but the hook onto Eviction does connect. A double knock up by Coach Ray, and they're just gonna fall.
Ooh.
So that
The
should
Blood
be.
Drink is such a problem.
Yeah.
Things are looking
That's
dire.
a lot of damage. Yeah, people just disappeared there.
Yep.
Let's see.
Jake's never able to get into this game. This could be.
Oh, flash forward by Vaporto. Vaporto
and
does
there's
get
the
the sleep
drowsy.
down, and that
Got it
is
on the
going to
right
be enough to
person.
get Brand
There's
away,
the
but Brand drops
ultimate.
the ultimate. Brand is trying to get as much damage as he can, but Tygoon doing work. He just auto attacks him to death, and that is going to be the ace.
Ooh.
And that should be the inhibitor. I don't think they can end the game. Keiko said and Eviction are up, but inhibitor shall fall.
Yeah, they're kind of one Jace EQ away from dying. They need to leave. And this is a massive, massive, massive lead here for FFT.
Yeah, I think
Can
this
the
is
Asian
the
team even make it back
this
from
is
this?
the biggest gold gap we've had for the gauntlet so far.
Yeah, so here's gonna be really rough.
Yep. Yeah, that if FFT does pull this game through, that would be 2 reverse sweeps in the first 2 games of the gauntlet. This one was a really close series.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that is keeping FAT's hope alive is the possibility of getting this Dragon Soul and Brand popping off in a team fight, but that's really all
Yeah.
they've got going for them right now.
Keiko said getting some bad trades against Matt Chef. You can't really even touch him at this point. It's a little disgusting. And Matt Chef has the GA now, so he can look for some hyper-aggressive trades.
Yep.
Baron up in 30 seconds. Sion has spotted Black F8, so they should be able to just start this on spawn. And I don't really feel like they can contest it without risk of losing the game.
I don't really like what Brand is building. He's going for the demonic embrace, but I think what would be better is like a Horizon focus, especially considering he built Rylai second. Because Horizon focus gives you 10% bonus damage when they're slowed, and with Rylai's, Brand is consistently slowing them for like 6 seconds, so his burn is doing 10% more damage. And it's giving vision of the champion that's burning. So,
Whew. Baron, I feel like that Baron should be enough to close it out.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like... Let's see. Yeah. That Baron should be able to result in some powerful sieging with the Ashe and the Blitzcrank. And
Yeah.
I don't really see how FAT come back. They're down 13,000, and like this time I actually don't see how. Like there was hope second game for FFT, but this time this is a 14,000 gold lead. You don't see that very often, and the teams that do get it destroy.
Yeah.
An ultimate by Ashe onto Black F8. Black F8 does get the Lantern out though, so that's a pretty big ultimate.
Man,
but
Jace
this,
just does
look at the
nothing.
burn. Look at the damage. That's
Yeah.
Bowkeeper's half of Bowkeeper's life.
Yeah, Lilia late game is just disgusting, especially on a head though. It's just, you can't let her touch you.
Yeah, that's gonna be
You
the
can't get
second
touched by
inhibitor
any of
falling.
Lily's abilities.
And now they're gonna rotate and looks like they're
Oh,
gonna complete the
Dez got
triple
touched.
inhibitor.
Oh,
Just
Dez
Rush
got
looking for a
touched.
hook, doesn't connect. But this is the last stand that FAT
Oh my God, Jace
can
does
have.
nothing.
Let's see what they can do. Varus ulti goes out, doesn't connect.
Ooh.
And Diction's going to get engaged on by Matt Chef, but they're going to look for
Uh-oh.
Bowkeeper instead
Bye,
now.
Bowkeeper.
Bowkeeper's trying to get away as much as he can. Brandon trying to get the damage
Absolutely
out, but
can.
it's not going to be enough. They
Wall
pick up
it.
one. Finally, Ashe
it.
falls. But Coach Ray is so tanky, he just doesn't die. Matt Chef gets hooked, but he has
Wall
GA.
it.
He doesn't care. His GA falls, but he gets an 80 carry in response. And this should be the game. This should be the series. FAT has fallen. FFT move on.
They did it. Reverse sweep, reverse sweep.
Holy moly. All right.
It's the draft right there.
It's time for the
they
MVPs.
weren't ready for the Scion mid.
Yeah.
Go talk to the team.
Time for the MVP.
Tygoon.
I agree. I
That-
felt like Tygoon was consistent in this series and in the last series. I know we're not supposed to technically bring this last series in, but he was playing the most consistent out of every player. Vaprito,
Well,
notable shutout to him. That third game, power performance on the Lilia, but it just has to go to Tygoon.
yep.
All right. Hello, Tygoon. Congratulations on your victory and moving forward once again in the BTL Gauntlet. Bringing us to 3 games, making everything so close. How do you feel? How do you guys feel?
Bro, my team feels great. We're just kind of, after the game, we're just trying to process kind of everything that happened because it's been a long day.
Yeah, it definitely has, and our day sadly keeps going because we have some Valorant to do. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you had some pretty consistent performances on every single champion you played today. Despite dropping some games. It does happen, but overall, you were definitely the keystone for the team, it felt like. And if it wasn't for your consistent play, things could have been a lot different. So what did you do to prepare? And, like, did you feel like you prepared enough?
Well, I bought a new mouse so I could auto attack. That was pretty helpful. But I mean, to be honest, it was kind of like just the intangibles that you can't really see, because it was kind of like Ray was shot calling hella like for the first, like, all the games really. My support was Relish. He was, I mean, God Hand.
Yeah,
Game 3.
that's
That was
great.
he was making me look good. That was the thing. I was just being made look good. That's what AD carry is really. So I don't know. I just thought my team played pretty well all 3 games. Like, I feel like every game there's like a bright spot. Like this, like the drifting Scion ult. Like the Scion pick that 3rd game was insane. I don't know.
Yeah. They
I'll
they
give
had
a lot of
doubts.
credit.
They doubted the Scion into the Brand. I'm not gonna lie. They thought Brand was gonna just burn them to death. I said, nah.
Oh yeah,
I
no, we were.
realized Sound W was gonna tank his entire combo.
Yeah.
Like what?
This guy was just throwing abilities at him, and it was doing absolutely nothing all game. I felt kind of bad for him, to be honest.
All right. Well, that is all we have time. Oh, actually, I have time for one more question. Do you have any words for your next opponents, LRE, the one team FFT beat during the regular season? How do you guys think that's going to go? And do you have any words for them?
I mean, anyone getting in our way of finishing this
Oh,
gauntlet
God.
is going down.
All right. Well, thank you, Vimstat, for
Wait.
joining us. Oh, what's up?
I have one question. Do you know what your roster is gonna be tomorrow? Is the prophecy alive?
I think. You know what? I'm not gonna disclose that information. That's for that's for you guys to
The
find
better
out.
question is it FFT or FFZ?
The T will still be there at
All
least
right. All
for
right.
for tomorrow, but
Okay.
unless something changes. But
Well, thank you, Tygoon, for joining us for the MVP interview, and thank you, Vimstat, for casting these games with me. We will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST for LRE versus F8 or FFT. Who will win and who will go on to fight Maria's dungeon? Only time will tell. Thank you for all the support, and thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this stream, and we will see you tomorrow.